Oi, oi. Flat Earth British. Martin Liedtke speaking. Double flat thumbs to infinity price forever. And welcome to a new year, 2023, or so they say, of fantastic Flat Earth Britishness, as you will see in this post. This post is wow, by the way. It's been a really busy week in the community on Flat Earth British. And we've got to a lot of questions and a lot of answers for questions I've been asking the community this week to get a demographic, I guess, of what exactly you are all thinking. We're all pretty much on the same mindset in this awakening, in this unveiling, shall we say, of something that is really extraordinary. Oh, that's all I can say. I only got to dip my toes in what's to come. And the future is ours. The future is inside us. It's not out there. The future is what we want it to be. And if they keep on hijacking us with bullshit and we keep our mind in bullshit, then that's where we're going to be. We're going to manifest bullshit, guys. And that's exactly what they tried to do with fear about every fucking thing is what they do. So we got a fantastic show lined up for you here. There's going to be some stuff you've never, ever thought about before. And it's a whole new line of inquiry. Now, what I've done here is I've definitely stumbled upon something. Okay, guys? I know there's something here. And I'm just making a few suggestions of what I think is going on. But it stinks. It stinks. It's terrible. It's fuckery. High end. It stinks of abuse. It stinks of the Vatican and it stinks of the WHO. And when I read into leprosy, I really became surprised. What I actually thought about leprosy being, couldn't be more wrong. It's not a contagious disease, as you might call it. It's a bacterial infection. And what's more, if you actually in the past got diagnosed with leprosy, you were put into isolation, quarantine for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. Who looks after you? Well, a load of missionary nuns and priests and all of these children to look after. Okay. And they're not worried about being infected at all. In fact, you can spend a lot of time around a person with leprosy, hold hands with them, hug them, and not catch it at all. Origins of leprosy, they don't really know. They suggest that it's dirty living, sexual promiscuity, etc. But they don't really know, but it's a bacterial infection, like an extreme version of eczema, if you like. But there's a few things to do with leprosy that are just mind-blowing. Are just absolutely mind-blowing. And the sorry, I was just reading that comment. Back sound lead problems. Have I got any audio issues? Let me just check that. 1, 2. Yeah, it seems to be scratching there, doesn't it? I can hear that. Don't know what's going on. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let me just check that. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, maybe it was just a loose little lead going on. Very sorry about that. Anyway, so we're going to talk about that. That's going to be a bit of a mind blow. I really do appreciate that, Robert Tyke Truck in. That's really, mind blows. This is going to be like a deep mind fuck for us all and a new school of thought. Stuff we've never thought about before. Now, there's going to be a lot in this post, and there's going to be comedy a little bit later. We're going to have a little giggle. Okay, it won't be too rude. So, quality for life sounds shit. When I was in the Merchant Navy, once we sailed past a leper colony off of Greece, and I remember the chief engineer was literally feet away from me, saying to me, can you imagine sitting there until all of your life, until the day you die, just watching the world go past? And I remember saying to him, well, I'm already doing that, right? On a small island doing that. But I remember it gave me like a cold chill from my body just to think about how fucking gnarly that is. And guys, this stinks. The WHO are all over it. This is another one of those serious agendas. Why? are they getting? And I'm telling you now, guys, every city in the antique world had a leper colony. There's a massive one outside of Sydney. All American cities had massive ones. When I was a boy, there was one in Queen Street, at the end of Queen Street in Cardiff. There had a blue plaque outside saying this used to be the leper colony or a leper hospital. It's not there anymore. So even in my own life, I've seen a lot of evidence towards these leper colonies, and they go really far back into the historical record. They're in the Veda, they're in the Holy Bible. Obviously, there's the narrative of Jesus Christ bringing or curing a leper through words. All of this seems to be done through words. I notice when Jesus makes Lazarus come back from the dead, he's like, "Rise, Lazarus, rise." So he says words to make him, rise. It's not exactly done with the power of mind, I've noticed, but with words. So I'm going to make some crazy suggestions. Buckle in. It's going to be weird. Later on, after all of that, we're going to look into spaghetti wires in the sky. What is going on with antique world and so many wires in the sky? It's just ridiculous in many, many places, in many cities. We've been asking this question. But a few things that I've discovered in the last week made me, inquire deeper. And we're going to look into that because none of it makes any sense whatsoever. We're going to look into some crazy Maijjshaw grottos in China. They are a mind blow. We're going to look into some castles in Pakistan. We're going to look into my Ladybird book collection. They're really good. Won't be discussing. Some Baroque German churches, so you can see why they need all of that money and what they do with some of it, tiny bit of it. We're going to do some philosophical thinking. I'm going to share 1,000 things. This will be a roller coaster ride of information. Okay, and I have to go quick because I'm worn out. I was on a hangout last night on Ceiling Fagans show till 4 a.m. this morning. So I'm like proper dozy now. But I'm sure I manage as a hardcore truther. So I'm welcoming a few of you into the house. As I said, Happy New Year. Not that makes any difference because the New Year isn't actually kicking off properly till like April. And it's all bullshit, isn't it? Anyway, so as I eloquently put, it's all matrix wank. We don't really care or give a shit, isn't it, guys? Yeah. So yeah, this awakening is coming on strong. Everyone's in the same mindset, and we all, a lot of us have the school of thought that this is the tribulation spoken about in the Bible. I asked all of the community and community posts this week, do you think that fallen angels are real and that they walk amongst us? And it was like over 70% said yes. Overwhelmingly, people think that's a thing, which was surprising. And I also asked how many of you actually think that this is a holographic simulation of sorts, us being light beings and the nature of a hologram using light. It makes perfect sense for our vibration to collapse what they call the wave function into a physical realm for us to perceive with our cognitive abilities as limited as they are, unfortunately. I noticed with this awakening that clairvoyancy is coming on strong. I've noticed that much. My dreams, well, I just don't even know what to say about my dreams. I've had some nightmares. I had a nightmare last week. That was pretty horrendous. I woke up screaming, shouting the house down in the middle of the night. But that might be because I watched a zombie film before I went to bed. Yeah, it's probably definitely that. Anyway, so yeah. Images of the day. So let's have a little look who's here. All the gang are in the house. Jollyman. This is brilliant, isn't it, guys? You guys in. This is going to be fantastic on so many levels you ain't even imagine. 100% simulation. So I just had somebody in my Facebook like 10 minutes ago. Do I know any spiritual leaders or spiritual healers? I'm like, I heal, and I'm sort of a leader of stuff. Me? And he spoke in Spanish, so I had to translate. And he thinks he's under spiritual attack from 6 a.m. in the morning to 6 p.m. at night, strictly within those parameters. And he says that it's witchcraft. Do I know how to heal him or to protect him? I asked him to seek the help of Michael in such a case for spiritual protection. So, Tartarian Truths in the house. Good to see you, my brother. Double flat thumbs. This is going to be a fun stream, as you will see later. Thank you for that lovely video, India later. I'm going to put that up in the week. That was a fantastic little edit of Martin Liedtke's Ghosts, which we'll be seeing in a week. So yeah, as you noticed, I put a couple of videos up. India's been helping me edit some shorts of some old content stuff. Now, YouTube are over me like a rash. I heard they're over other people today. I don't know if they're just going through all my videos real time or what, but I've had 2 videos deleted today. One concerning underground stations, 37,000 fucking views on that, deleted. On community guidelines, whatever, doesn't even state. And the other video was my convention in Birmingham in last year, and they deleted it saying medical misinformation, whatever. So yeah, they've gone full Nazi. They've just gone proper Nazi. There was a load of rules and shit that came in New Year, and it looks like they're to the letter. So we better be like, ooh, very careful about what we fucking say. I can't stand that shit. This is why I couldn't stand school. The only reason I went is so I could fuck up the teachers' heads. Okay, that's the only reason I went to school, to rule the school and fuck up the teachers' heads. So they try gaslighting me. Fucking just do it back. So I don't like bosses or bossy people or bullies. Bullies really piss me off. Bullies make me mental. So that's all YouTube are doing. They're just bullies, and they just got loads of rules, and they're acting like sissies and girls as well. And you're not even, no offense to girls, okay, but sissy girls, okay, they're like, okay, all right, boys do that too, all right, but that's what they're like. You're not allowed to say shit about shit. Don't say yours flat or anything about or anything about anything except toe the party line, okay? Boris Trump is awesome and stuff like that, or whatever wank they talk about in the fucking world. I don't know. Death racing, apparently. I just got told off Brian. Apparently there's Death Race 2000 is a real thing, so that's good. Yeah, Death Race 2000 and The Purge. Can't wait. Benny boy? Chris Marsden? Favorite weapon? Just don't check that out into chat, okay? Don't incriminate yourself. Chris Marsden, Maximilian. As you can see, my name today is Marticus Farticus. Marticus is actually the god of war. Who's Mars? Who's Marticus? Martin is god of war. Makes perfect sense. I could be something to do with the previous wars in previous lives. This is actually, I've been thinking about this quite a bit, actually, that this could be actually the case. Blame. Find someone else to blame. There's no point blaming me. Yeah, OBE, that's not real. I would have given it back if I'd had one. LSD and DE. Yes, that makes perfect sense. So Tara, holodeck for sure. Well, no, not really, because the holodecks, they're doing the tech, aren't they? And we're doing like maybe a projected tech. So we're the machines that make the reality there. In the holodeck, that's not the case. That's not the case. So it's a type of holography, I think, for sure, because, you know, after I read Holographic Universe by Michael Talbot, it changed my life, you know, to read, because there was so many similarities in the, you know, his upbringing with what I knew what he was saying, because I've been through the same, and I was like, fucking hell, somebody else knows. And you can see through people. Well, this men at Stera goats, you know, the super soldier or super psychic Jedis ourselves, being able to run through walls if we also have vibration and stuff like that. That's the thing. All of it is a thing. Flying is a thing. What's the first thing Neo does when he gets super fantastic? He takes the fuck off and goes and flies, Joe. Hi, Mike. Hi, beautiful Joe. Yeah, they don't worry about a thing. I hope my channel doesn't disappear, because that would deeply suck. But I have others. That's all our work. Shadowban. That's a good name. That's fucking with them. Matrix Wank. April is the new year. You know it. They just keep fucking with the calendar. It's just messing with everything, aren't they? There's nothing that they don't mess with. Imagine what we truly would be if we had like the right food, the right water, lack of electromagnetic interference, and all of the other factors. You know, they make people mad by electromagnetic interference, guys. They can instill dreams, memories, all of that shit's real. You know it. So what chance have we got? that we can just be like fucking violated in our fucking sleep by psychopaths, guys. You know, we need to make a stand. You know, it's down to us. It's only the people that can do this, empower themselves. And people keep doubting themselves. No, it's too big a beast. The beast is fallen. It's fucked. It's treading water. And it's literally waiting for us to finish it off. But everyone's like, holy fuck, what do we do next? We wait for a download from the Most High and to tell us exactly what to do. That is what I'm doing anyway. And that's my advice. So let's get straight into some information. Is Squirrel Sniper in the house, the best moderator? Well, if I say that, other moderators might get jealous, but Hippie and everybody else as well. You're all equally as groovy. So Jabba Justice. Okay, no, say that. Or any of it. I believe it. I believe it all. Okay. Right, let's get into the juice. So, it's stuff you didn't know about leprosy. Now, leprosy, I'm guessing if you were good at medicine, you understood bacteriology, etc., and cultures, etc., then, you know, the what happens, the strange things that happen to a leper could be utilized to maybe save alcoholics, for example. Now, one thing we did have a lot of in the classical world, the Bacchus, they all drunk a fuck load of drink, didn't they? Wine and stuff. Even Jesus changed the water into wine. So everyone in the antique world, we can safely say, is bollocks. Yes? And we can also say, apart from being pissed as judges, they had liver problems. They must have had liver problems, especially with all of that plonk wine, which is really bad on the liver. So is there a way that the elites could basically make sure that they've got an endless supply of healthy livers grown in lepers? What is he talking about? Well, I will show you now. So, yeah, I was very surprised to learn about leprosy, and it is a part of the narrative. And these colonies turn my stomach to think about the beautiful people that were put in there and what they've had to go through. It's the same old narrative, the disgusting shit that they do to people, guys. And can you imagine these poor kids just being stuck in these camps with these psycho fucking nuns, like they're nuns on the thumbnail of this. They all look like they're the Gestapo nuns. They look like the Sisters of No Mercy. Look like they carry like fucking Magnum, make my day, sucker. This handgun could take your head clean off. That's a nun doing that. But I can talk like this because basically I'm aware that basically my ex-partner grew up with nuns and stuff, and they just were cruel motherfuckers. Okay. I'm sure there's the odd nice one, but very much doubt it. Right, let's get into the juice. Leprosy. Notice the name's got C in the end, like leprosy. Everything seems to be connected with the C. Well, anyway, let's learn some stuff about it. Now, leprosy, okay, causing bacterial drive liver cells into a normal regenerative state. Leprosy causes bacterial can reprogram cells in adult animals to create the size of the liver without causing damage, scarring, or tumors. So a leper will not only grow a bigger liver, but it can regenerate and reprogram cells. Now, surely a cleverer person than me could get this technology together to actually, because liver transplants are actually a thing, ask Georgie Best when he was around, is to be able to farm, harvest these colonies, which are all over the world. I'm talking it must be millions, guys, of people in these leper colonies in the antique world. Now, of course, of antibiotics, it's all over with, but in the past, oh no. So what quality of life did these people have? Well, according to the photographic narrative, they seem pretty good humored and they seem to be happy. Is it painful? Well, not excruciating. How do people die? What is the cause of death if you get leprosy? And we'll look at that in a minute. Anyway, can you catch it from sneezes or in the air? No. Prolonged close contact with someone with untreated leprosy over many, many months of licking their face you might catch the disease. Okay, but it's not going to happen like that. It's actually called Hansen's disease. It's a skin disease. Okay, so you can't really catch it. They stick them all together. You know, the reasons for it, they say, as I said, that, you know, it's dirty living, etc. But they would say that for the third world because they're bastards and they're evil and it's the church. There's some real fuckery going on here. Soon as I seen the Who written all over it, I knew bad shit was going down. How do most people die when they have leprosy? Is suicide. Is the #1 cause of death for leprosy. Now, reading that to my stomach. Okay, cardiovascular disease, the organ failure, and major causes of death in active leprosy patients, they say. Nothing to do with the treatment or anything in these, you know, possible death camps that they were running for harvesting regenerative, healthy organs out of lepers. They were doing it. We're cracking this. We're onto these fuckers. They were doing that. If they're doing organ harvesting now, they were doing it and they were using the poor people of the third world and all over the world, actually. Every city had these leper hospitals, guys. Okay? So suicide is the #1 cause of death because they were so fucked off with the treatment in these places. Okay? Which, again, turns my stomach. This is high-level fuckery, guys. This is on par with orphan trains. There's one of them. She's gone blind. They can live a real old age, apparently. You know, it's not like if you've got leprosy, you're definitely going to die and have a short life. No. You can live a long life and reproduce. You can reproduce as a leper. And can you reproduce a healthy child? Sure. That's what they say. It doesn't pass on like that. Jesus cured a leper. He gave him a bit of Jesus honey. And the dude, like, he said, shit, my rash is gone. What am I going to do now? That's my main source of income. 1 minute, I'm a leper with a livelihood. The next minute, without any buy or leave, cured. Thanks, Jesus. Do-gooder. And as you can see, they say in the past, anyone affected with like a pox-like disease, or in this case, leprosy, which, let's be honest, it's got a pretty bad name in the Bible, hasn't it? You know, it's like, he's a leper. Keep away from him. He's a leper. It's not good. And they're saying it's God's retribution for their dirty living and where they were putting their willies, basically. So if that was the case, you know, gay pride would look like basically a load of wooden logs, wouldn't they? They'd all have leprosy. So here's a leper here, dinging a bell, saying, I'm a leper, arms for leper, arms for... Oh, fucking hell, my arms fell off. I had a date once with a girl who had leprosy, guys. Yeah, I think she liked me. Well, she left me a year behind. So I think that's it. Two lepers playing cards, one threw his hand in, the other laughed his head off. Now, leprosy jokes are permissible in this chat feed only. Okay, we're not being unkind. It's just we're lifting our vibrations. So there he is, Christchurch, the blonde Norwegian who lives in the Middle East. Must stick out like a sore thumb there, eh, guys? And he's dominated poetry in him. He's missing a finger. Oh my God, Dave Allen is Jesus Christ. He's missing a finger, guys. Anyway, he's magicking him better, as you do when you're the Messiah. Epic. Here he comes again. Oh my God. Oh my God, Jesus has got them big elasticy fingers you get when you take LSD. Have you ever seen them? You know, when they go really long. And he's got that going on. I don't know what he's got in his hand there. I can't really see. It looks like it might be his mobile phone. It actually looks like the mobile phone they had in the day. Okay, back in the medieval period. What's it say? Dickum? Oh shit, it does. Dickum luricum. Dickum luricum. Okay, is the magical spell for curing lepers. Dickum luricum. That sounds like Dickum and lubricant, doesn't it? I don't know what's going on. I know the churches. So check this out, right? There's this church, and it looks like it's having a bit of work done on it, but the fence looks old. So they've only recently put this roof on. It looks like they're repurposing a church. And what is it? Well, it's a leper colony for all of these poor little kids, because what you find is you get predominantly leper colonies, which are tons of young children being looked after by adults from the church. Okay. Well, maybe if you live in a fluffy make-believe world of Santa Claus, that sounds like a good thing, like a Rodgers and Hammerstein's musical. But in reality, what is going on there is a fucking living hell. I can guarantee you. Okay, there they are. Here's some ones in the Far East. Oh, well, except him in the sailor suit. They look very different variations of affectedness. That poor boy. Some really good-looking kid got it all there as well. Oh, it's so sad, isn't it? They look all a bit different. This one looks super pissed off. See why suicide is their number one. Suicide is their number one chosen method of death. Well, not chosen, but they just don't want to suffer like that. I can't help thinking this is something to do with them guys. When it happened with that thing in West Africa and that thing that went weird a couple of years ago everywhere, and the way that they get all of these kids in, and just some sort of weird fluke miracle, they have a regenerative organ as a part of this disease, which can grow up to twice the size, which would be really handy if you were an elite alcoholic, for example. Leper colonies everywhere in the world. Shitloads of people ruled by Westerners. They don't look too happy, these ones look maybe Mexican. Maybe. But yeah, facial ones on there don't look too good. And here's some in Africa. In leper colonies were quite frequent in Africa. Also Europe, all over Europe, Britain. And like I said, America. She's crying there. So it sucks, doesn't it? But I can see that they're smiling, and they don't look like they're famined or really badly impoverished. But I can't imagine their lifestyle being very nice, stuck in one quarantined place for their entire life, guys. With this weird twisted of fate where their liver and other organs can regenerate. Now, this guy here, would you hire him as your babysitter? No, say there was a website, trusted babysitters are us, and he comes to the door. Jesus Christ, look at his hands. What are they? Oh my God, that's scary. And her, Sister of No Mercy, with the dead eyes, yeah, who's killed more people than fucking Ted Bundy, guys. Look at her. And she looks like she's 9 months gone. Sister Peculiar, I call her. And look at him. What's with this shirt anyway? So yeah, so they're looking after a load of sick kids. Okay. Here's a home for the lepers. Mission to lepers in India. A load of Indian ones there. Leprosy homes for the lepers. Taking a look at your hands, thinking, shit, they look like tree trunks. This is sick. And here is, oh God, look at him. So I think this is Mexico, but again, look at these guys, man. There's one there at the back. A few fellas there. The rest are just teenage boys that go younger as you go further down. And father, crazy bastard. This stinks, doesn't it, guys? It doesn't take a genius to work out. This is high-level fuckery. So look at these. They got uniforms for these ones. They really don't look happy. Oh, look at the face on it. And breaks your heart, guys. And look how beautiful that one is. Oh, this is sick stuff, guys. And they're not letting them out ever. Their whole life, they're at the mercy of Klaus Barbie. Here, look, guys. The Jesuit priest, for fuck's sake. Have you seen the Jesuit? Have you heard the Jesuit oath? If they knew what we did, they would hang us in the street. It's on the Jesuit oath. Yeah. They would be happy to chuck their own child against a wall if it meant better for the church. And they would do it. It's in the Jesuit oath. Read it for yourself. And yeah, they're sort of running orphanages, children's orphanages, and leper colonies. Here they are, Sisters of No Mercy. they don't seem to be too worried about leprosy, and they're not wearing masks, any of these people, are they? No, because it's not a contagion. They're just cruelly sticking them all together. So, oh, Jesus, this is a spooky one. This is like a horror film, isn't it? Look at him there. No, with the top hat on. So I'm guessing they're dressed fairly well, maybe, some of them, but just a pitiful life. Look at that. Living your whole life in there, never going anywhere. At the mercy of church people who are helping you. Praise be. So, these have got healthy livers, which can regenerate and grow bigger. This woman, who's been 83 years a chronic alcoholic, who has a load of money in her hand, by the look of it. Maybe, no, it's a fan. Okay. I think that's just like a liver spot. I don't think she's got leprosy. She's waiting for a new liver. She's waiting for a new liver, maybe. So look at that. So she's got Magnum in her coat there. You can see her hands on it. She's like, make my day, sucker. Look at her. She's make my day, sucker, too. Jesus Christ almighty. And look at her there, dyad, too. Oh, my God. Look at that face. I'm going to have a bad dream again. I know I am. And look at pretty, left to the hands of their nuns. No fuckery going on at all. Everything was perfectly safe. She's got bad mind. This one was a massive colony, which was outside Sydney. No, Perth, in Australia. Perth. Here is some Masonic symbols, and the Greek or the Russian Orthodox Church also run large institutions of lepers all over Russia. So he's doing that. Well, sort of rappers do that as well, don't they? The butterfly. Should we call it the butterfly? Okay, they do it on finger bobs. So here's one off the Greek islands. Little fort around it. For some reason, they're going to guard them as well. Maybe that's a later addition. I don't even know. But apparently that was a major leper colony. Must have been like where Papillon spent his happy years on Devil's Island. Can't imagine that being a happy place in the past. Stick stuff. And a lot of these leper villages have got like cordoned off signs with like biohazard. Okay, signs. And the villages, you can't go there ever again. They're like Anthrax Island, okay? And these towns are littered about the place and their previous leper colonies. So she's laughing her head off. She's got like terrible leprosy, but God love her. She still kept the spirits up and she's having a little chuckle. Okay, what else more could go wrong? Really? And I think this one's in Italy. Yeah, this one's in Italy. They got like this starfort thing in the background, Greco-Romano, which they've converted into a leper colony. And that's in Italy. You see this building? Many lepers apparently in the past. So let's come back for a second. So, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Regenerative liver, and there's just a weird coincidence that they're all put together, even though it's not contagious. Overwhelmingly children, poor, worldwide, run by the church, run by the WHO. No real cause for this bacteria, except they say for dirty living. They can't pinpoint it, a bit like the Black Death. And this stinks of hundreds of years, maybe, as long as this place been playing this stupid show. One of their methods and agendas for harvesting us, or harvesting people. They got them all in one place. Who are they going to run to? Who are they going to complain to? Management? No, they're fucked. Once they're in them colonies, that's it for the rest of their lives. And it makes perfect sense that they would harvest them. Like I said, these people can have healthy children. It's not transmitted that way. So you could have a regenerated healthy liver from a leper that you've taken it from without actually asking them, probably while they were still awake, and give it to, say, an elite or a member of the church, for example, or people with money. That's how it makes sense why there's these leper colonies all over Christendom, in every single town in Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Americas. So, a complete stat bit of my post. We'll have a little bit more thinking about that. Probably going to need more scrutinizing, but that's definitely a new school of thought, because the deeper implications obviously are that, you know, if it's a regenerative liver, then we're talking eternal life. If it is completely replenishing and you've got an endless amount of lepers, and you could keep replacing your organs with this regenerative ability that maybe medicine could expand on if it was to be researched, like it hasn't been, then I think that eternal life through keeping your organs going is a very real possibility, guys. As crazy as that sounds. If they're not doing it, why are they doing it? Right, next. Let's give you a few shoutages. We're going to look into Brian Bach, a farmer in the house. Corey, we're going to look into crazy wires. Spaghetti wires in the sky. What go on with all that then? It makes no sense to it. So we're going to have a look at that. Lady, good to see you. So yes, the spiritual battle is very much raging, even though we don't see it sitting here. Sometimes I certainly feel it. Somewhere in time. That's not actually a sign. Might be a song. I don't know. It sounds like it should be a sign. Hiya, Gary. Gary Feltham, who's been very poorly, but now he's better. And he's doing Gary things again, but he's not riding motorbikes. He's assured us. Got a mini. Safe and sound. Jay Harris. Minis are good. We like them. Got the, you know, the Italian job. Beth Saxton, good to see you. Why couldn't they interact with bacteria until into the full failing liver and cause it to regenerate? Well, that's what I'm suggesting, Beth. And, you know, if you can think it and I can think it, then, you know, somebody with like medical expertise has surely put the back into the two and two together. They're a regenerative liver. There's some enzyme going on in the liver, obviously, which is causing these regenerative cells, like some sort of stem cell. This released because of the leprosy, which is a weird irony, but sort of makes sense. Some sort of weird body combat defense mechanism, maybe. Did any of them die of any liver or jaundice problems? As I said, most of them are cardiac failures, but overwhelmingly suicides, which is very sad. Very sad. Robert, brain dead. The brain doesn't actually stop electromagnetic responses until maybe 10 months after post-mortem. So there's a very distinct possibility that you're aware of everything after you die. We've been there on autopsy a few months ago. I talked about a post. Enrico, good to see you, my man. So, can't be reading all of that. My eyes are definitely conking out. Michael, good to see you. A farmer, a random crap. Blessings and good energy from everywhere. Well, that's what it's about. Good energies, and not doubting their, you know, they keep bombarding us with many bullshit. I get, you know, like all those little nasty, shitty things that they did today. It's all supposed to like sort of unbalance you, so you're like sulky or something. But fuck that. Fuck them. Fuck that. I say winning. The liver is the only organ that regenerates. Indeed. The women have a much smaller liver than a man, though, don't they? You know, I mean, like, I don't think a woman can handle as much alcohol as a man because they got smaller livers. And, well, it's a very sad thing. That's what actually killed my partner, was it liver disease. Spiritual bean coffee. Does memory foam cause Alzheimer's? No, I was discussing this last night. I was on a show till 4 a.m. with Syrian fan man Richard. Actually, we brought up Alzheimer's or dementia. Neither of us could remember dementia around when we were kids. I can't. Now, Alzheimer's is a little bit different. I remember some people, but Alzheimer's could be just from drinking tea. Because they say it grows in India and they grow tea in high aluminium content soil. and the aluminium can cause Alzheimer's, because Alzheimer's is a sort of new thing as well. And when I was a kid, autism, there was no autism, guys, when I was a kid. None at all. We had a few dopey bastards in the class, okay? And that was the dopey bastards because they were dopey bastards, but that was the end of it. We never had autism like they do today, So, yeah, copper spaghetti Marktrom. Let's have a little look at that. Okay, let's have a little look. Let's have a little look at that. So, hope you're all feeling happy. We're going to have a little giggle later. Okay, it will be some philosophical ponderies and many, many, many things. Many wonderful things will happen in this show today. Okay, you will wonder, how is this even happening on YouTube? That's a good fucking question, guys. Okay, that is actually a really good question. So, spaghetti in Z sky. Let's have a look at this. Okay, overhead wires. Now, I'm guessing if you in this field of mud flood and antiquity and hidden history, you would have come across this image before. Hiya, Cami Nodell. Yay, much love. And thanks for all the love and support on Iron Realm Media last night. Nearly had me crying, especially Isa Mahalski. I love that guy. And it nearly had me crying. It did. I was full up. So anyway, this is in Stockholm in Sweden. Apparently, it is for communications. Okay. And it's coincidentally, just a coincidentally, it's from a giant, ornate, antiquitech-looking tower with all of these pointy bits and possible ether interaction, resonation units. And it's on a giant tower, and it's above Stockholm. So what does it do? Well, they say it's to deliver the telephone to the population of Stockholm. Okay. Stop right there. I'm not thinking that there's that many people in Stockholm with all of them telephones for a start off. And you will see, it just makes no sense. Now, we've seen these things all over, haven't we, on the roofs in antiquity? Many, many pictures. This one's in Stockholm. And apparently, these wires are going absolutely fucking nowhere. So we got fleur-de-lis, and we got these little sort of ceramic. Remember, ceramics, what they use on superconductors, etc. And these cables, which seem to be going absolutely nowhere. So going on that this big tower with all of the aerials, and it's like an Antiquitech tower with all of these cables, and these all over antiquity with all of these cables. Is there a possibility that these are really some sort of energy harvesting devices? Now, I can't get over how many cities look like shit in antiquity because of this. Now, this is Perth, okay? And it's not only Australia, it's America. Look at Tokyo, okay? You can't even see the sky. For my mind, it makes no sense. I've even questioned whether any of this was real. I've tried to work out, okay, so are any of these wires for the tram? No, not in this case, because apparently this tram's being dragged around by a horse in Perth, mind. And all of these aerials are for what? Everyone in Perth has got what? Millions of telephones, that many telephones, and all of these wires. No, I'm not having that, guys. There's definitely something else going on. No, they use these overhead wires here for these sort of units for electrical cars in the past, but I can't imagine that being the case for all of these wires, but maybe in some cases they were doing this. But what you find, nice little bit of mud flood in the background, is in many cases, Quebec or in Detroit or in a lot of these cities, these spaghetti sky wires get icy and frosty, and then they collapse. And there is literally millions of them. I'm sorry, but they're supposed to be smart people, okay? Yeah, this is the time of Einstein and special relativity. They should be able to get all of these wires together in one tube and basically keep them all packed together. in one wire and maybe even stick them under the road, which would be a really good idea. Why have them all singularly when you can put them all in bunches? And what happens to all of your shit ton of spaghetti sky wires is it snows, they collapse. That makes no sense whatsoever to me. That is obviously a big design flaw right there, isn't it? So I'm thinking that all of these spaghetti sky wires are something else. Here is this gantry thing in Stockholm, which was part of this delivery system for the telephone, apparently. You get all of this going on. There's just no need for all of that decoration and this fascist looking thing on the far corner. You know, there's no need for it. This is, energy gathering resonation technology is what's going on. Again, with the snow, you got these all over antiquity. You never see any wires off of the U-bends, but you do see them off these. U-bends, no wires. These ones, shit ton of wires. So apparently, in the antique world, 1880 to, well, it wouldn't have been that era. It would have been a bit later, but I can't get over why it's horse and cart in Perth and all of the telegraph wires are still there. They can't be all bell systems. They can't be all telephone. And they can't be all telegraph either. Something else is going on. So here's the technology that they are using. We see these all over. First, we thought that they were unlit advertising. Then we suggested they were energy gatherers. They're still about today. But again, I'm seeing wires coming off at you, very faint, I'm guessing. Yeah, I suppose they could be wires. But that's a special kind of weirdness and insanity for technologically. I can think of much better ways of getting my wires about. It's just like, trunk them all together, man. What do you mean? We'll put them on a big fucking bunch. Then you can reduce the size of all of this gantry down to maybe a foot square. That's fucking brilliant, Martin. Yeah, no, you're not stupid. Look at this. Yeah, blot out the sky in antiquity with a million squillion wires is all you see at a certain period. And all of this gets covered in snow when it all comes down. But what era is this? And that can't be the telephone. And that can't be all the telegraph either. What exactly is it? So every single day, how many wires there? 1,000? So what? There's 1,000 people in this street with fucking telephones in 1900? I don't think so, guys. At all. Check this out. Oh, they are all frosted up again. Oh, that's a nice little dome thing going on there. But again, a squillion million wires. Look at this. You can just gives you a perspective of how many wires. So firstly, okay, it completely blots out the super fantastic architecture in the background. I mean, you can't get a photograph. You used to take a photograph of whatever this palace is in the background. You wouldn't be able to because of all of the masses of fucking wires in the way everywhere. When did they get taken down? I couldn't tell you. When did they arrive? Well, that's the whole point. They seem to have these really early on, and they're kinning them to telegraph. But like what? The telegraph stations were on corners in post offices. Not everybody had a telegraph. Okay, yeah. The Addams family, they have a telegraph, but nobody else. Okay. But, they're doing, is any connection between the bollards as well? Because this was a video I put out years ago where they're using telephones in the street in 1920. And they're using a fire hydrant as an earthing device or possibly an aerial extender to amplify their signal. And there could be, in antiquity, a connection between these, the sky wires, and maybe it's not necessarily for energy harvesting. It's like something else is going on. Okay, this is in Detroit, right? So I worked out that, okay, these are some of these the electric tram, and you just got fuck tons of nonsensical wires in an era that hasn't got that technology up and running. Here's one in Russia, another one of these, and it looks like it's pap, doesn't it? And you got the old thunderbolts coming out, if you know about Masonic symbology, Zeus, the thunderbolt, AC/DC got a thunderbolt, Flash Gordon's got a thunderbolt, loads of them have got thunderbolts because it's Masonic symbols. And you've got all of these ceramic conductors, and the rings there, and the shape is all part of it as well. So I'm thinking that could catch subtle energies and then literally produce electricity and send them out through these wires to people's houses. Would be more likely than some sort of unspecified communication system that's not actually around at that period, if that makes any sense. Exactly. Sky wires. There's something else going on, guys. Anyway, let's move on. So next, we're going to look at a shitload of antiquity, really beautiful stuff, mind-blowingly beautiful stuff, narratives to go with them. We're going to learn a lot together about antiquity. Here we go. So I don't know many in chat I can't actually see right now, but I would appreciate if you did. Oh, I don't even know. I'm also live on the Celtic Tartarian channel as well today. Okay. Celtic Tartarian channel. Yeah, Thunderbolts of Zeus, exactly that, Billy Mia. Exactly. You'll see a lot of symbology with the Thunderbolt in a lot of pop groups and symbology, etc. Exactly. Okay, we're moving on. Well, it's all twice born. It's all like, the whole thing that they're going through now is trauma-based mind control, deep hypnosis. They are in sleepy land and not much we can do to help them. They would argue with us till they were blue in the face that everything that the man says is the truth and to protect the establishment for some weird fucking reason. Some weird reason. Okay? Ooh, it drives me nuts. This is an incredible site that I come across in China. So what we got here is the Maijjshaw Grottos, and it's a complex, they say, of 194 caves. There are approximately 10,000 statues of Buddha upon it. Dates go as early as from the 13th century, but if you look at this tump thing, the walls are literally straight down, aren't they? These walls have been scratched or melted maybe, but the whole thing, I can't help thinking the entire interior of this giant thing is inhabited and is full of giant Buddhas from antiquity. So I'm guessing it's a place of pilgrimage. I'm not sure where that part of China is actually, but it's a Buddhist shrine, so they do that. Nothing wrong with Buddhism. Quite all right with that. And the fundamentals of Buddhism, pretty much my core beliefs anyway, really. So this whole thing, it looks like a pyramid. It's sliced away there. And I'm thinking this entire complex, look at that upper tier there. And there's a square there. Can you see that there? Can't get any bigger, but that there. Absolutely incredible. I like that. That's an entire building, like out of the film, Avatar or something, or one of those old movies of the old world. And look at the decoration. There's so much attention to detail on this. And look at all these Buddhas there, giving it a massive bit of protection. What are they protecting themselves from exactly? I wonder. What an unusual tump this is. Mountain. But yeah, so it's pitted. It looks pitted. It looks melted. And then you got these here with holes in, which sort of suggests that there was something coming out of here in the past. Maybe some great canopy of some sort that came out here forward. And these columns here, they seem to be worn and melted too, but there was definitely something bigger going on there in the antique world. So yeah, I could maybe just like flying, drones or something, or ships just coming in through there, flying in. Yeah, I can see that. Oh, dudes even. Yeah. I know what you're thinking. Martin, you've got a really vivid imagination. Sure, I have. And that's how we get something out. You've got to be able to think anything that is possible and work for the permeations. That's how it works. How it works. Look at that. I would love to visit this. Look at the size of it. I bet it would take your breath away. Because how many levels up is that? Freaking hell, that's like a 20-story building there. And then all this is blackened and melted, look, isn't it? Whoa, I'd love to go up that. And look at the size of them Buddhas. I bet that is a buzzy place to visit, guys. If you walked up there. Whew. So, yeah, that's a really sharp, acute edge there on that bit there. So, definitely pyramidal. So, is it in the modern day lived in? I'm not sure, but yeah, there's something going on with that there, that square. So, China's got some credible stuff, but they keep it all secret, like their pyramids, don't they? And they got so many stuff they're not telling us for whatever reason. But we're all right. We don't want to know anyway. We don't really care. Yeah, we got good stuff too. Just saying. So, missed this one in shock and awe, didn't they? It's down in the south of Iraq. Okay, it's down in the south of Iraq, and it's a floating city. So there's a swampy wilderness region in the south of Iraq, run by Maijjshaw, etc. And there's a floating city. Yes, in Iraq, a floating city. I don't know, if the Ba'ath Party actually ruled, or if they even knew what shock and awe was, or any of that golfy business, because these don't seem too bugged at all. I can't imagine the Taliban coming and bugging these people in their reed floaty houses. But check this out. So they're doing all of the good, cool stuff that they got with their funky carpets. He's having a spliff there. Oh, he's drinking something. All right. But they do have them. Anyway, so these are all reeds. And this is not only, it's got electricity, right? See these reeds? They're ancient. I mean, they were there in the Victorian era. They got photographs. These buildings are old. Their main halls. And they get about on these little boats. This is the life. You don't need no fucking cities. A little boat and a little reed house. The sea will provide. You can't live totally on fish. Fish and pot noodles, and you'll be fine. Okay? Chow mein pot noodles. So it's pretty big. And they keep cattle, as you do. And you've got your lovely little house with your little pen. The grass looks really nice. Jump in your boat. No war happening. Not a care in the world. They probably haven't even got. How are they going to pay council tax there? Huh? What? Pay council tax for my load of grass? I don't think that's a thing, guys. Yeah. So, yeah, this is pretty ancient. Brilliant bit of tech, though. All them reeds bound together. And they got electric fans. Well, it would, wouldn't they? Electric on water. And these gorgeous carpets that they have in the Muslim worlds, which I really dig. And there it is being knocked up. Okay. So I've had to go with thatching myself. When I worked on archaeology, I worked in Cosmeston Medieval Village. And I basically tried my hand at thatching. And to be honest, it was really good. And easy to do. Easier than you think. Okay. So that was the floating city. There's another site that I've been looking into. The tomb, of Bibi, I should say, Bibi Zawindi, who lived here, apparently. Now, this is a beautiful complex. I shared it this week on my community post. It's a beautiful complex, but it got completely destroyed in a terrible flood, okay, in the year 1817. Interesting date, 1817. Year without summer, and then there's a terrible flood which takes out this thing, which looks like it's standing on starforts. They say it's a tomb, like in Pakistan this is, but this guy I'm not really familiar with. So are all of them graves outside? Possibly. They look a bit weird. Mud graves. Yeah, they are graves. But this technology as well, with these ceramics and this beautiful blue tile, I love that. And the domage and these here is a technology. So, and it's on some sort of starfort shape as well. You can see there's a starfort going on there. Perfect geometry. Unbelievable mathematics going into this. They don't, in the modern day, they don't really have the same thoughts when they're building, say, the new prefab Walmart, for example. So, yeah, obviously a lot more going on there. So, interesting that it was destroyed. But again, look, a starforty going on there. And this cemetery's been added later, obviously, because it's cutting off a bit of the complex there. But beautiful. Not much going on in that area. except for these beautiful buildings. Strange, them mud graves, aren't they? They're not marked. You don't know who's under them, and they just spread out, and they make that beautiful building look like shit. You know, it's not really, you know, complimenting it, is it, in any way? No, let's have a look inside. Bit dirty. Red brick down there. In fact, there's a lot of red brick. High quality craftsmanship. Look at them alcoves and that zigzag laying. Beautiful. These craftsmen are it's just lost to us. I don't even know any brickies that could pull this off when I was on the buildings. I really didn't, guys. Some of this. So that's an outside skim. It's a brick there, and this is all decoration. Another course on top of some sort of clay resin there, and then the bricks on top of that. Interesting. So again, a cover over. Another structure. Star there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pointed star, and these copper, no doubt, dome. See these tiny little windows, what they for people to look out of. You know, it makes no sense. And these are a tomb for one Pakistani funky dude in the past. So you're going to build him a shitload of starforts. Look at this place. It's up really high there. You got this crazy high wall, and you got all this mud, just this mud up against it. I wonder how long that wall been there. Yeah, super interesting site. That's a good little picture. I like that one. But oh, look at that. That's lazuli. Sure, that's lapis, isn't it? Yeah, it's beautiful color blue, aquamarine. Sumptuous, as I would say. So that's a big door, isn't it? A little guy there, a big door. Again, red brick underneath. Beautiful, beautiful building. Look at that. Shame about them great graves outside. They, you know, they really fucked that up. It's beautiful. Perfect symmetry. You notice the symmetry in these buildings. You used to draw a line down the middle there. Literally perfect symmetry. And I bet you could do a line there and be symmetrical there on every single. Yeah, exactly. It would be. Wow, that's mind-blowing. That's like really futuristic tech. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. So, tomb, maybe. It's got graves and shit, but I think it's the technology. Probably a big old power station, part of the circuit board cities. And that might be a part of what the Spaghetti Sky Wires are doing. Part of the circuit board. Ooh, I just had a thought. Maybe they were holding it together. You know, trying to hold the realm together by putting these fucking sky wires everywhere. Last ditch attempt to keep the circuit board cities from melting. Just thinking aloud. So, when they put the tray around in a church, these are German examples of Baroque architecture. Not so much Venetian, but you can see the classical theme. So there are a load of churches in the Balkans, Germany, all over Europe, and some examples here of Chile and Ecuador as well. Just the most mind-blowing efforts in architectural quality. So I'm sure that's a linen there, that great cloth. You know, the cloth that they veil our reality with in the allegory. So, we got the winged cherubs and the plasma burst and the M, and the veiled whatever vegetation they are. Phoenician is very Phoenician, okay. So, yeah, can you imagine the money? These are like literal masterpieces, aren't they? Literal masterpieces in just some church, the effort. Not necessarily an M, is it? She's going, stop in the name of love, is what she's saying. I'm being carried by cherubim. That don't rhyme. Don't worry about that. Look at that big door. It's got all rock either side. What's that? Sorry, man. Poor Brian. Let's have a look again. So either side of the door, a giant bits of rock, which rock, massive door. Oh, that plaque would tell us, but I don't speak the language. Wow. Ha 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 ha. Jesuit. So, what's with the rocks? Can't even think what that is. So, again, it is Baroque. It's not necessarily Phoenicians, but it's that same classical theme. So, can you imagine walking in there? If you had a hangover, say, you'd have a nosebleed in there, wouldn't you, guys? It's just, what am I looking at? Were all of these in antiquity taking acid? Is that what's going on? Because that would look messy on acid, wouldn't it? It's like, what am I looking at? So maybe that's what's going on. So, what about them incense things? They look like bongs that they're waving about. They give a shit ton of smoke off. Did they have anything in there to get them shit-faced? Has it always been incense? I mean, you know, in the past, you know, they could have just like, oh, let's burn a massive ball of opium, for example, or something like that, and just wave it about in the church, and everyone's just like getting fucked up. Look at him. He's like, oh, fucking hell, is that a leper? They see, I'm not into all of this bossiness and people, one person sort of thinking they got power over another person. I'm really not digging that at all. That's something I've never liked at all. And I don't like bullies either. Bullies really make me mad. Let's just say that. People who pick on the little guy, I don't like that. I will fight for them. Not that I should. None of my business or comic action, but I can't help myself. Look at that. This is very pastel looking, but that's trippy, isn't it? I'm feeling like that's making me feel a bit sick, nauseous. It looks like you went on a school trip and you ate a big bag of chews, okay, fruit salad. You ate a big bag of fruit salads on a school trip and you threw them up, okay? That's what the vomit looked like. Fruit salad vomit is what that is on a school trip. Okay. This looks like it might be Michael. It is. Okay. Michael has a fascism, his weaponage. He's got his armor. Funky white horse. Don't know who the chick is. They don't really give you details. And he's beating up the dragon. So I've been researching and looking into the narrative for the book of Revelation and the narrative for the tribulation. And there's this woman and she goes into battle. She's called the woman of the apocalypse, who's not to be mistaken with the whore of Babylon. Now, in Apocalypse, which is the unveiling, the great unveiling, which is probably in a spiritual journey collectively anyway, which is upon us, the outward, basically the end story is that Babylon, or to be more specific, New Babylon, so that's who's in charge now, falls. So hang on a minute. So in the end times, the apocalypse happens and Babylon the Great falls. The whore of Babylon falls. The Babylonian state falls. Well, that's sort of what I want as well. So that's pretty damn good. And a coinky dink. So yeah, this woman is thought to be the Virgin Mary, but only a few religious sources say she is. Others say she's not. She's a character in the narrative for the apocalypse. And she goes into battle with the dragon, and the dragon floods earth with water from its breath. But the water is doused by the earth, which is mud, interactive with water. Your mud flood, and it's in book of Revelation. I shit if you not. So yeah, so what they did, they had a couple of monks with paintbrushes up on the high wooden trellises, painting masterpieces in an era that is apparently got no toilets or any, you know, there's still bloodletting, for example. They're supposed to be like really stupid, aren't they? But they're coming out with this stuff. Jesus. Crazy. Oh, he's warming his hands. He's warming his hands on the radiance of baby Jesus and Mary. Ah, it's baby Jesus. There's that M again. What's that? Secretum. Oh, it's very secretive, all of this business. And these wobbly columns. Okay, we've been talking about wobbly columns for a long time. What do they mean? Why have a wobbly column? They got to be really fucking hard to produce. I'm just saying. So gold fleur-de-lis, gold leaf, a lot of gold going on here. It's a bit of jumble of activity. So Pope. All right, so a Pope died. Ratzinger, Disney, Benedict died last week. Who else died? Pele. But I remember Pele dying years ago, so that's a double death for Pele. A bit like I remember John Goodman dying, and now he's another John Goodman who's a much better actor and 10 times thinner. But that's just me. Probably a Mandela effect. But the realm we're in now, I don't know how many of you are sharing my experience of explaining this, but the realm of a year ago is not the realm of today. It's not. It's not. It doesn't feel the same. Everything is weird. I actually really liked Locked Down, guys, because all of them wankers wasn't about. They were all fucking under their beds, shitting their pants in case they got a cold. Yeah? I didn't give a fuck. I had a great time. Great time. Yeah, Lydia agrees. Yeah, I feel the same. What's with this giant crown? 2 people holding up a crown for a giant. Look at the size of it. Crown for a giant, that's why. Giant ruler. Maybe this whole thing is some sort of device, and it's just they're showing us, like, you know, some sort of bit like on Star Trek when they beam me up Scotty, you know, that machine. That's what buzz I get. And you get these portals as well where he's coming through. You see this all over on this Baroque architecture, and he's like, "You, mate, I got a chunk of gold. What you want? What you gonna give me for it?" So he's trying to sell a chunk of gold. I made it out of poo. Apparently, you can make gold out of poo with non-simple alchemy. I've gone into it before. Don't go into it. Don't even worry. Move on. So this is a church that really went bad. The guy who designed this had a really big drug problem, and he just kept repeating things over and over again, the craziness. And again, that might give you a nosebleed going in there. Can't even work out what any of that is at all, or any of this Jesus-y stuff. I get that Jesus is like a good guy and that, you know, fucking like your neighbor. No, I'm not doing that. The dirty fucking crackheads. What am I supposed to do? Fucking like them. So that's not a good thing. And what about turn the other cheek? Yeah. You're a fucking wanker, Matt. You're a piece of piss. I'm going to fuck you up. I'm just going to turn the other fucking cheek. Am I? No. Fuck me. I'm Welsh. We don't do that. We don't fucking... Have you heard of Rorke's Drift and Zulu Dawn? Yeah? That was fucking us. Yeah? Have you heard of Charge of the Light Brigades that made the entire Russian army shit their pants until the modern day? Do you know who that was? Yeah, that was fucking us. The Welsh. Just send the Welsh in and we'll win any war for you. Okay? You can all stay in the barracks. Just stay there. We'll send a load of Cardiff and Swansea boys to sort all that out now. Okay? They'll be back now later. They might be a bit drunk, happy, but everyone will be dead guaranteed. No problemos. No moaning. Okay? So what it is, I don't know any of it, guys. It looks too trippy. It looks like spacey. Looks like an episode of The Twilight Zone. Yeah. We have taken over your transmission. We have taken over your mind. Look at all this crazy fucking shit you paid for. I wonder what it is with the Lamb of God, and Jesus with his lamb all the time, cutting his lamb. See, I'd have gone for a pet donkey if I'd have been the Messiah. If I'd have been the Messiah, I'd have had a pet cute donkey and a spider monkey. A little one sitting on my shoulder. They can hold on to my ears. I love that. Anyway, stop fantasizing. Like on air. Yeah, I want loads of animals. Yeah, and a German Shepherd. So the monkey can ride its back quickly and hold on. Maybe a little saddle for my spider monkey. Okay, which I will call Chester. My spider monkey's name that I haven't got will be called Chester. Ah, or I call my donkey. And don't say or. That's old. Good donkey name. See, I'd have to take her on holiday if I had a donkey with me. I don't know if they'd be frowned upon if I was taking it into, say, like a travel lodge. It's like standing there at reception. You know, can I have a room for me and my donkey, please? Eeyore! Eeyore! It's like, cute, isn't he? Look at his ears. And they're like, yeah, okay. Just go and sit over there. We're going to make a phone call. Ooh, that's sinister. Look at that face up there. Yeah. He wants to eat your towel. Wankers. Wank. Don't even put up with it. So one thing I noticed in the past is crazy doors. And like Aldous Huxley's Doors of Perception, okay, taking you to new realms, these do too. Okay. So in my mind, that's a really interesting. Wonder what it goes into that hill. But again, it's like a demonic face eating you up. So that's the doctors. That's your local GP. Anyway, so it doesn't take any geniuses to work out that this is the most important time in human history, right here, right now. This is the great unveiling. Nobody has any doubts in that now. So the new epoch is upon us. Okay, it's a time that will be free of the beast of Babylon, who is fallen. Fallen, not falling, fallen. We did that by bringing troops and raising the vibration to a whole new place, a whole new realm. We made that happen. This is our realm. And if it's all a bit weird at the moment, we're doing that because we're discombobulated and confused and we don't know what to do next because we're waiting on a message about what to do next. So all I can say in that regard is never lose faith. Always keep faith. Okay? I never, ever let my faith waver, no matter how bad it gets. And then we take it back. Okay? It's only the people that can do this. We've been prepared. Don't you feel it? It's our time. It's us that does it. It's so monu-fucking-mental. It should give you goose pimples on your goose pimples, even thinking about it, guys. It's just the most mind-blowing thing ever. So I keep my faith. And I don't doubt as well, because I know all is a hand, guys. Okay, the world is ours. Okay, just waiting on the next download. Be ready. And we don't necessarily have to find somewhere out of here. There might not be anywhere out of here. It might be unrendered. Might not even be there until we look at it. Paradise is here. It's beautiful. It's only them that fuck it up. We take all their buildings and wires and farmyard fields and all of the bullshit that they made a mess of everything with the countryside and the cities as well. Yeah. Then this thing could be put back on track to paradise. Every single human being here who's still alive after the whatever's happening next, SDSs, whoever's left will inherit the earth. The meek shall inherit the earth. They're not saying the billionaire greedy fat bastards that can't even get themselves out of a fucking chair inherit the earth, does it? No, because they don't, because they're that by nature, greedy fat bastards, and they get bored because they've got nothing to do, so they're into all of that, like devil worshipping and fucking nonsense and whatever else goes on with them. I don't even care, don't even want to think about it. But what I'm saying is they got so much money and they don't give a shit about any one of us. And why would they? We're a commodity. Where's those bitches, guys? That's what they think. Yeah, they own your ass. So they say. So that's an interesting little thing. So next we're going to have a little think about that, actually, guys. We're going to have a think about the trap. or the entrapment that we found ourselves in. Not through any fault of our own. It was a trick, okay? And, you know, we did it by consent from not knowing. Oh, peacocks over that door. If you just give me a moment, please. Could you make sure to please share this out if you could, guys? That would be really fantastic. And share, and like my video if you did. There's still loads to go. I think we're gonna have a little giggle first before we get down with the serious business of. Right, my live feed has disappeared. The serious business of Admiralty law and the true nature. So I have 46 people watching in my Tartarian channel. Much love to you all. And I'm guessing hundreds more. I can't actually find me on YouTube, guys. This is fucking ridiculous. Oh, what? Okay, there I am. 653 of you. Hello. Okay. There you are. Hippie Shake. Cammy's in the house. Love Cammy. So, yeah, I'm having a little sulk on Cam because my friend's gone to... All my friends are meeting up. The Boston crew. And I'm not there. I want to be there. So, check this out. God's in a portal thing again. Look. So, always, you know, when they're flying through this arch, always sort of screams. If dimensional thing, you know, if there are dimensions, it screams different realms, different dimensions. If you was to ask, say, a theologian, where does God live then? In heaven. Where's heaven? Up there. What? Up in the sky? Yes, up in the sky. What, in space? No, not in space, in a inferior world. What, you mean like in another world? Yes, in another realm that is not this realm. So is it another dimension then? Yes, you could say it was another dimension. Are there any other dimensions, or is it just this and the heavenly realm? Oh, there's hell as well. What's that like? Oh, I heard it's not too bad. I've never been there myself, but I know many who have. The owl again. The owl and the pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea green boat. They took some money and plenty of honey wrapped up in a £5 note. They sailed away for a year and a day to the land where the bong trees grow, and there in the wood, a piggy-wig stood with a ring in the end of its nose. Fuck, I can't remember the rest. Say, Raz, are you willing to sell for 1 shilling, not chilling? No, I made that up. Said the piggy, I will. Anyway, oh, nice door. Nice door. Looks like an owl again. Got the 2 eyes. So, yeah, it's a big thing with the Phoenicians is the owl. You get a lot of owl buildings that look like owls. Owls on maps. Owls on the streets of Washington, D.C. into its map. That's weird. The round windows there. I haven't seen too many like that. And a round window there as well. Ooh, it's a bit like arch criminal hideout, isn't it? Oh, I like that. It's a boat, isn't it? This bit. A little boat. It's got the old Phoenician shell thing going on. So, doors. Break on through to the other side. Yeah. Okay. Next. Do you know Martin? He's the god of war. Okay. Don't blame me for all the wars. It's not my fault. Martin's got a coat of arms. Let's check out my coat of arms. I've got a cross, a sun and a moon. I've got a knight, but he's not faceless, and a load of ganja leaves all around. They will be. They're not. Okay. There he is, the Roman, Marticus Farticus. He's a Phoenician. But he's also got a what? He's got like a stick in his hand because he's saying that I'm boss. I'm going to fuck everything up because I'm boss of war. Something along those lines. A bit like Zeus. And he's got a little mini skirt on as well. So when he goes like down the stairs, he can do like Russell Crowe did in a movie I've seen once by like a little ballerina, if you like. Okay, little pretty ballerina. So I never uploaded my maritime ones. So okay, so he's got well, that's the Greek version and the Roman version, excuse me, Marticus, and there's a Greek version who's known as Mars. and he is also god of war. So that's what you find out if you look into my name, which is interesting because I'm completely pacifist. The god of snow. I can't even think of anything. So there he is, Martin again, in a medieval thing with one of the old popages. He's got a lump of shit in his hand or something. I don't know what's going on there. Looks like a bit of battle is going to go on. But Martin's there somewhere. So we're going to have a little bit of a think about, excuse me, Admiralty law a second. Now, we found ourselves in a Phoenician watery paradigm. Everything is water related, including the law, as I'm sure you are aware. Let me come back for a second because I need to bring that up. I'm going to have a little bit of comedy in a second. We've got 717 of you watching. Super fantastic. Great. Look what you would have won. Okay. So I went for a little trip over the New Year to a local museum. Oh, are you Nora? I was just on about you. St. Fagans Museum of Welsh Life. Okay, now being Welsh, I should give them a big shout now and tell you how brilliant it was. You should come there and visit it. But the truth is, fucking shit. Don't even bother. Okay, they put all new plasticky signs everywhere anyway, and it's just rubbish. Don't go there. I'll show you some pictures. But you know, I'm guessing in their defense, it was a really shitty rainy day, but a nice day to take Rain the dog out. Oh, love Rain the dog, and have some fun. Okay, excuse me. Okay, let's have a bit of comedy, and then we're going to look at some Admiralty law then, and I'll show you some stuff that you may or may not know about what they think about your life. Like, you don't mean shit. Okay. It's like the kid in school. Teacher, am I in prison? No, of course not. What? So I can leave and go home then? No, actually you can't. So I'm in prison, aren't I? Yes. And when I'm old and in an old age pensioners nursing home, I won't be able to leave and go anywhere then either, will I? No, you won't be. So I'm in prison then, aren't I? Yes, you're in prison. I'm a slave, aren't I? In prison, aren't I? Yes, you're a slave, been indoctrinated. It's part of the program. Yes. That's not really fair, is it? They don't tell us that, do they? Well, that's the case, guys. They do it to everybody. And you can see how fucking stupid they all are, guys, by the indoctrination program, the trauma-based mind control. I can literally see it in their face. I can't even look at them. And the vibration coming off them. Get the fuck away from me with that nasty buzzy fridge thing that they got going on with all our bad thoughts and stuff. Fuck all that. Okay. I got my social distancing stick. It's got a big lump of dog shit on the end. And guarantee they keep a fucking way from me. Fractal prisons, D'Angelo. Exactly that, my brother. Exactly that. Okay, let's have a little giggle. Now, I dig out, I have got an actual, collection of real Ladybird books. If you don't know about these, they are books from my childhood, which I've collected, and also albums. Okay, I was a great musical collector. So some of these are a little bit awkward. Okay, but we're all grown up, sure, aren't we? And we're all mature adults, aren't we? Okay, well, I'll just go with it, okay? So, it's historical, it's years old, so it's history. We're going to have a history lesson. Okay. Make sure to share this out if you would, please. Lovely, lovely people. Share, like, and support me in any way you possibly can. If not, just send your love. Okay, which I get a lot of, actually. The community's like drowns me in love sometimes. Most beautiful thing ever. I'm like, fucking hell. I get welled up easy, guys. Yeah? Fucking hell. Okay. Now, let's have a look at Judy and Barbara. It's me again, Lord. Bugging the shit out of you on the want. Can I have? So that's the situation, isn't it? So even though, like, so it does say Lord, not God there, but you know, we're very needy, aren't we? And I don't believe in God, somebody says, until they tub their toe and go, oh, God, why did you do that to me? Everybody, especially if you've got like a relative sick or somebody's ill or dying or something, you soon go suck hole into God. I can fucking guarantee you that. We all do. I've never been an atheist, so I don't have to suffer any doubts or problems with knowing that there's a most higher creator. I see its evidence, or its evidence every single minute of the day. I cannot miss it, but that's just me. How big is God? Okay, Rock Carmichael, let's have a little think about that. How big is God? Well, he's, or she, or he, I like to think God is a chick, is omnipresent, isn't he? So it's as big as everything. So in that case, how big is God? I would say big. Bigger than a peanut, okay? But smaller than a, say, I was going to say galaxy, but that's just silly. So how big is God is a deep philosophical question, needs to be pondered. Maybe lock yourself in a cave for a few eons until you get the answer of that, which will be 42 probably anyway. Okay. Yeti, funky disco sound. The Yetians. Oh my God, the Yetians should be something. You've got the Tartarians. You've got the, I don't know, other ones. And you got the Yetians. Okay, and that is funky. I'd like to get down funky and dance with the Yeti any day of the week. That would be fucking brilliant. Okay. Angel, I don't know this pop band. They look a bit like Sweet, but Good Time Fanny. Who do you think you're fooling? Maybe it's the American translation, but I can assure you that a Good Time Fanny is something completely different in British Isles. Oh my fucking God almighty. Right, everybody, 700 of you. Who the fuck is that there with long hair? Lee Mowat. Lee Mowat. This fucking Lee Flat Earth British was in Angel. Fucking splice that. Cut that out. I can tell you now. I know Lee. I've met him. I've seen him 1,000 times. That's young Lee. It's a lot you're not telling us, Lee. You were an Angel. A Good Time Fanny. I don't know what this is. Cockroach Run. But it's apparently, I don't know. It's like the human centipede thing going on, or something to do with spanking and stuff on an album cover. Let's not go into details. We don't need to know. Now, hands up who thinks this is 1,000 times of wrong. Hands up. Yes, this is 1,000 times of wrong. This is Millie Jackson. I'm not actually sure if she's one of the Jackson 5, but no man should ever has to witness a woman taking a shit. Okay, that is something that a man's not going to get over for a long time ever. In fact, it's going to put us right off you, and it's probably going to cause a divorce. Okay, I don't love you anymore. Why? Because I took a shit. Yes, because you took a shit. Okay, like she's straining. She's probably going to have an embolism. Anyway, back to the what? Back to the shit. Well, that's not a very good attitude, is it? So she's having a strain. Plop. My rod is real. The Soggy River Boys. Oh, well, we didn't say it wasn't, but you know, there's a lot of that switcheroony business going on, isn't there? And it's like the Soggy Bottom Boys out of Oh Father, Where Art Thou, which is one of the best films ever in the reality of realities, along with Men Instead of Goats. That and Men Instead of Goats are two of the best films ever, and they both got George Clooney in there, and he's a tosser, okay? But he's quite funny. Do you ever seen this? Okay, well, I haven't seen it yet, but I might get it because it looks pretty good. It's R-rated, rather kinky tale of survival, so it might be worth a go. Okay, worth a look. So the year is 2024. So that would be not yet. And the future you'll probably live to see, or maybe not. Okay, will there be a next Christmas? I don't even fucking care. The singing midget. Now, this is a kind, caring world, guys, that can embrace little people in such a way. I like little people. Okay, I want to be friends with them. Okay, they wouldn't be very good at playing me in pool. When I like a good game of pool, I am a good pool player. So there's that. If you were going to have a best mate. No, I'm not going to juggle with the idea of having a best mate midget. I'm sticking with my donkey and spider monkey. That's fine. David Rose, fiddling for fun. Yeah. There's a couple of types of fiddling in the Great British Isles. Both of them are unfavourable. Why? I fear clowns. Yes, clowns are not good. They are definitely something to do with the devil. Ooh, Blow Boss. For girls only. Now, I get that he plays the trumpet, so he's some kind of herbal, but nice chunky buttons on that fur coat. But if you were any kind of gentleman, okay, you look fucked. Give that coat to that naked young lady. That would be very horny. So, the demon-possessed boy. So, there's something uncomfortable about this cover. Sing! Sing! Into that microphone. Get that devil out of you. I definitely reckon that I've suffered demonic possession in the past, because I used to have a crazy person, out of control person, completely take me over, and I wouldn't be able to control it either. Nothing I could do. Go on, Mark. Keep it locked away. But I definitely think that everyone suffers with this. You know, like, they would just say it's a mental condition, but I throw it down to, because if it's not there now and hasn't been for a long while, there's demonic possession that makes you a crazy person. So, Freddie Fister bands. Let's have a look at Freddie Fister. Yeah, they look like they really like one another. I can't work out whether that's the modern day or old day. Anyway, Fister band. Ooh, Take Me to Your Lifeboat, the Wilder trio. Oh, God, can you imagine being on a lifeboat with them? They wouldn't even be tasty to eat if you had to do that, would they? It's just like, or two women on a lifeboat that look like that. Well, you would be really unlucky, wouldn't you? It's like, have you got a bikini, Veronica? No, I haven't got a bikini. I've got a pair of wellies. No, don't worry. Don't worry. Thank you for the dove, Lord. How much time does it take in the oven? Oh, it is on gas Mach 5 for 35 minutes. Don't forget to plug in, got it. Oh, thanks, Lord. It's me, Mum, Wally Whiten. Remember me? I'm your son. No, I haven't got a son. Yes, you have. It's me. You gave birth to me. Remember? I'm your son. No, I can't really remember ever giving birth to anyone. Are you sure? Yes. Do you need me to go to the shops? Just give me your money. I'll go and sort you out on the shops. So, obviously, she's ignoring him. Listen, if I was his mother, I would definitely fucking ignore him. Hi, Mum. Who the fuck are you? This is a little uncomfortable. I'm guessing he's German because he has this German. Is that a leotard for men? Like, leotards for men should be banned. Okay, speedos and leotards for men. And why is he laying like that? Yeah, it's like, hair sticking out of the side there. That's really disgusting. It's got purple boots. It looks funky. I don't know what sport that is. Probably, is that wrestling? That's Panic Orchestra. Probably a pop star. So, don't ask. This is back to that leprosy thing again. The handless organist. Truly a miracle of God. This time I'm going to agree with you. That's a fucking miracle. Okay. What does she sound like? She sounds like dun 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 dun. She's not good on the details. She's not really good at saying, I don't know, Tchaikovsky, for example. Okay. Let's say it's just a bit monotone. But it's not. It's the effort. Now, is there anything wrong with this album cover? What it is Rolf Harris sings Mary's Boy Child and some unusual songs. Here's Rod Stewart, known paedophile, people imprisoned for paedophilia, with a small, beautiful-looking child upon his lap, and they're staring fondly at what looks like a Tiffany Christian lampshade, as you do. Look, look, little boy, look how beautiful the lampshade is. Yes, it's Now, that should be like made illegal, that album cover. I bet people are still buying Rolf Harris records. Okay. Mary's boy child was crucified. So here's that woman I mentioned. She is the woman of the apocalypse, not to be mistaken with the Whore of Babylon. She writes this, which you see Jesus coming down on. So it's like a ball with another realm in it, and it's got a lizard snaky thing on top and a bit of a moon crescent going on, maybe a slither. When she arrives on that, which is sort of resetting thing, isn't it? So Metal Tit, apparently Death Cause had an album, Metal Tit. I can see what them young boys were thinking about. That's okay. Screw Battle, we're getting drunk. Yeah, you go and get pissed. That'll sort you out. I'm not a Battlefields drinker. I'm more of a Battlefields tripper. Yeah, fuck it anyway. Drink and battle both together. What the? That would be a scream. That would be brilliant. Think about it. You could just have like crazy pissed up hand grenade chucking moments. That would be brilliant. Imagine the mess. No, probably not. Good advice. Don't listen to me. Silence of the Llamas. I ate his liver with a nice Chianti and some fava beans. And some llama burgers. Oh, I bet that's scary. Did you hear them, Clarice? Did you hear them llamas spitting? Bedtime stories for adults. Archie Campbell. Well, I wonder how they go. Bedtime stories for adults. Okay. Archie. He's got a bit of a nightgown on. Get that. I'm guessing that nightgown could hide all sorts of things, couldn't it? Yeah, I don't even want to think about what they're thinking about. Fucking. Yeah. Canned in 12/12/12 at 10:40 in the morning. Dude, so many 12s. You're right. Too many 12s on a can. I remember that day, 12/12/12. Do you? Yeah, nothing happened. Twats who fucked it all up and then run away. Oh, I vaguely remember this one. Isn't he Cameron or Cumran or Cuntran or Fucker? I can't remember. Ooh, 5. Ooh, I love Enid Blyton books. 5, Fuck Up the Country. Oh, look at all of these. They came out like, I don't even know who that one is. I think it might be Ed Sheeran. I didn't know he was into politics. Cameron. Oh, he's fucking Campini or Cameron. This one, yeah, he ended up Chancellor of the Exchequer. I can't remember his name. Theresa May. She was in and out like 2 seconds flat. Not as quick as the other one, whose name I've already forgot, who was the previous Prime Minister that came in after Boris Johnson. I can't even remember her name. It was that quick. Who's President now? Prime Minister now of Britain? Oh, yeah, Sanjeev. Fucking hell, I forgot about that. Right. This is a good book. That's right, my dear. Except oral begins with O, not A. Anal begins with A. And that isn't on until the next page. Prenuptial agreement. It's always good to get a contract written down. Poor girl. Now, Rosemary's Baby. Now, Mia Farrow almost collapsed a religion, didn't she, when she shagged the Maharishi at Bangor with the Beatles? Yeah, he's supposed to be. He's not even human. He's supposed to be a superhuman, and she's like, yes, but I have, because this is how he talked. Yes, but I have feelings. I have feelings for Mia Farrow. This is how he spoke, because he had a squeaky voice. Mia Maharishi. So he does it, but she is also in Rosemary's Baby around the same time. That was a film she made before. While she's in Earth, the director, Roman Polanski, is filming Rosemary's Baby. His wife, Sharon Tate, back in Cali, is getting mass murdered by people. Well, she's only one person, so it wouldn't be mass murdered. Murdered by people from Charlie Manson fan club. Okay, now what I'm going to propose here is this, that the events in the movie Rosemary's Baby were real, as in it's a documentary, as in how creepy would it be and demonic if they really fucking showed everybody in the movies the real thing going down where they're producing a golem. Man, oh man, she was into some deep, nasty shit, was Mia Farrow. And she was married to Frank Sinatra as well. She just looks like a skinny kid. He's weird there. It's just fucking weird. Anyway. So that's what they're doing. He is the television. Okay. This man here is watching the Dhaka rally. And they're subliminally naked in front of the telly. Okay. But I don't know sure what's exactly going on. I said, trust me, I'm your friend. I bet he's hypnotized him. I don't know what goes on next. Do not want to know. Oh. What I said was, does he still put it in your ear? No, never in my butt, only in my car. I'm guessing the music's a little bit loud. Okay. This is brilliant. I love Take a Shit. Have you bought this? It's brilliant. Look, my boyfriend wanked off 1,000 elephants. And maybe drink the spunk. Sorry. Hubby ran me over with a steamroller, then fed me in the paper shredder. But I still love him. I bonked the milkman and my cunt caught fire. Okay. My man's cock is 2 miles long. At least he's fucking his sister in the next town. That's the best one there. My boyfriend wanked off 1,000 elephants. Charlie says, he that smitten his father and his mother surely be put to death. Exodus 21:15. Always obey mummy and daddy, or you might be killed. Charlie says. So that was a public information film, quite warm into the heart in the 1970s. Nice. No wonder all the kids were traumatized in the 70s. Body watching is fun. I do that. I'm a people watcher. But, you want to make sure if you're staring at this one on the beach, you haven't got like this 6'4" boyfriend who sees you like just sitting there staring at his girlfriend, because that could end really badly for you. Did you see the Radio Times this year? Yeah? Merry Final Christmas. Yes, that's right. They're mud flooding the whole world. And next Christmas is not going to be there. What's the date on that exactly? There you are. 11 to the 31st of Dismember. Yep, that'll do it. So Dismember, you looking forward to Dismember? Okay. Well, the clock's going to be getting his shit off because they're going to be doing crowny king things with Charles. Charles is going to not king yet. We're going to make him a king. Then in the summer, in the spring, it's going to be all that royal fucking palaver all over again. All the ababos doing all of that creepy ababo stuff they do, like sky clapping, NHS clapping, royal clapping. Oh, well done, kiddie fiddlers. Keep up the good work. Sort of thing going on. Millions of them. So this is a new cult going on. I wonder if this is the truth. Bow to him. Bow to your god, the Yarn of Sticks. No, actually, the Yarn of Sticks sounds like something to do with witchcraft. Craft hobby supply shop does them. So you can buy your own deity or demonic thing to worship and buy a book on it. The god of yarn and sticks. You could have like a mop god, couldn't you? That's all that is mops, isn't it? Oral sadism and the vegetarian personality. And there he is. Other doors that I mentioned earlier. Aldous Huxley dropped acid on his deathbed. I wonder how that went down. Probably fantastic, but we can't ask him because he's dead. And, the Doors based their music or the name of the band, the Doors, on the Aldous Huxley Doors of Perception. His brother was really interesting person, if you look into that as well. But yeah, he read some, he wrote some really funky books. I really liked that. Brave New World. Okay. I'm coming back for a split second. Well, actually longer than a split second. 894 of you. I don't know how all of that went on because I'm not actually looking at chat. Okay, I'm dealing with my own personal trauma after some of them that I just read out. Okay, publicly in front of almost 700 people. Okay, so that takes a special kind of not giving a fuckness right there. Okay, now bear with me 2 seconds. We have loads more information to go. We are nearly 2 hours into the show. We're going to be going a little while longer, but I want to explain something to you, which should be there. Excuse me. Right. Okay. Excuse me. 2 seconds. It's not there. Okay. I told you yourselves. I'm going to just show you these while I just basically. This is my outing. This was good. So this is not really good. I wouldn't send you there. But years ago, it was a glorious place to be. Was in the Fagans, Welsh Folk Museum. Now, if you think of hobbits, you know of hobbits, don't you? Lord of the Rings. It looks like that, guys. Okay, it looks like Lord of the Rings Hobbit land. In fact, little hobbits hop out of these houses. That's a little orchard and what's called the Red House. Apparently from 1600s, whatever. And they rebuild these old antiquity buildings in the site of an old English Civil War site. So there's beautiful rain, super soft, loves waking you up in the morning by numbing your face. Autodidactic. Campbell is in the house. Yeah, I have a few the people watching. So, look at her looking at you. I miss this dog. Look at her. So yeah, she's lovely. She's just super intelligent and licks you to death. Oh, I never seen that water there. I wonder if it got left. So sheep, yeah, they're big. They're big in Wales. Sheep. I mean, people are into sheep in Wales in a big way. I don't know what's going on exactly. I think it's something to do with lamb. Yeah, we eat a lot of lamb in Wales. Mint sauce, but they're really cute. Have you ever fed a lamb? I fed a lamb with a little baby's bottle, and bloody hell, try and get it off it. They're like really, suck that bottle. So this is inside some of the houses. Apparently they're from like 1600s and rebuilt in this place. Excuse me. Shit. So yeah, I've done a lot of shows. I've got a few shows coming up in the next week or so, and I've got another show to upload in a day or two. So there's a lot going on. I've had a couple of shows this week. I was on one show and I had a fucking power cut right in it, and I never got the power till the next morning. But good job, I had 4 candles, handles for forks. Yeah, power went down in the middle of a show. It's never happened before. It was crazy shit, and I missed my own live feed. I don't know where people must have thought I was like abducted by aliens or something. So yeah, they want you to believe this is how they had it. Welsh life was, hundreds of years ago. Hams hanging over the fireplace and no free energy, and everything was stupid as fuck. 4-poster bed though, and it was this wattle and daub stuff, which is just reed and timbers and a thin coat of mortar on the outside, but often made with cow shit, clay, and a bit of lime, and to give it bonding. This stuff here, limelight, you can mix with the shit in it, basically, cow shit. So this is called the Red Building, and this is inside it. This is the woman who works for the museum, and I asked her a few questions. She was very pleasant. She didn't know much about anything, and I can't really hit her up with any alternative, what was really going on. Because I don't know.
So this thing's for churning butter. Everyone had them in their front rooms. But, you know, in 150 years ago, if you had a house like this, you couldn't like nip off down to the supermarket or the grocers. So, or the chemist. So you had everything yourself. So they had everything in the garden they needed, all the herbs all hanging up. Yeah. For their medications, their water sorted, fresh everything, fresh produce. Oh, that's a nice little composition caught there in the camera. Very nice. And these were, I've seen these before. Examples in Holland. These are beautiful. These are nice bit of walnut wood. It looks like, doesn't it? Beds in cupboards. You just get in there, close the doors, and cut the lights off. So it is nice. It is very beautiful. But it was a piss poor weather day. This is a pig pen. I know it looks like a pyramid, but it's a pig pen. Little pigs were there last time I went to some Fagans before the old Rona. There was little pigs in here with human eyes. Yeah. Oh, that's been there as long as I can remember, since I was little. So you can walk for miles and miles, and it's just little windmills. But what they do is they stick these new fucking signs with no, you know, aesthetic pleasingness to them. They're plastic. They're crap. Everything's supposed to be antique, and they just whop up a great stupid load of signs. This is an old sign, though, was taken from a building, obviously in Aberystwyth in Wales. And it's some sort of charter exemption tolls. There's some strange things on there where you get exempt from. Further down, officers, soldiers are exempt. Yeomanry are exempt from playing. Sick or wounded or disabled officers don't have to pay a toll. Vagrants sent by passes or any prisoners sent by legal warrant houses or carriages, they don't have to pay a toll at this toll gate. So they used to charge for you to go from, you know, one place to another. You can't use this road, or you can't use this bridge because it's mine. Like, how's it yours? Because the land around it is mine. And the bridge. Well, the bridge is mine, yeah. And you're charging me to cross it. Times are hard, mate. Fuck you. Right. So this was taken down. It was a municipal building up in South Wales Valleys. They took it down brick by brick and rebuilt it in the museum. But I went to a Telegan church years ago when I was working on stonemasonry, and we priced it for taking it apart stone by stone, numbering each stone to rebuild it in some Fagans. But the boss I was working for was greedy. He asked too much money and he didn't get the contract. But they did rebuild the church in here somewhere that stood hundreds of miles away over in West Wales. So look at this. That's a weird silver birch. It's actually gold birch. You see that? Weird tree, that, isn't it? So yeah, they got like all these lanes where them like you know, people gotta just walk in one direction. It's look. So miners' cottages, ancient example, and they got this, you know, dim madnuid fucking no entry sign, plasticky shit outside. It just kills the whole aesthetic. So apparently this, I don't know whether you remember these. They had loads of these. This was taken from a Gabalva in Cardiff and rebuilt in the museum. It's called a prefab. And there were stacks of prefabricated buildings built all over the UK. Okay. And they were made from aluminium from shot down Maijjshaws of the Second World War and other aircraft. So. That's really annoying. That is. I'm trying to basically bring up something on my pictures, and they're not showing up. So, and that's inside the prefab. I've actually been in a few of these. They were really comfortable and reasonably warm, considering this like tin can in there, but big. They were big. They had really big rooms. You see that? Quite big room for a British room. And yeah, loads of people lived in these when I was a kid. And they had nice gardens and sheds as well, as you can see, made from prefabricated corrugated iron sheets. Now, prefabs of Britain made from the waste of World War II. From a seed to a tree. So I used like a Tudor block build of mottle and daub, thatch roof, Supposed to be hundreds of years old, rebuilt there. Supposed to be. A nice bit of thatch, which I've done myself, a bit of thatching, like I said. We collected the reeds from the River Usk. And these woods, I'm wondering if these old woods, because they're so ancient, are from giant trees. Look at the twists in that. How big was the tree? You know, all of these old 1600s houses, they rebuilt here. You know, this woods, you know, when was these trees actually up? And that's the folk museum itself. There's a castle there as well, because there's St. Fagans Castle. They've got a castle there. Large, expansive grounds. I'm not doing an advert for them because I'm not really happy with them.
Like you could eat them, you know, like you make sweetie earrings. You could just eat them when you've had enough of them.
Well, looks like I took a 5-minute video of sweet fuck all. So yeah, that was a good day though. I did enjoy it. Not really. Shit, really. So we thought, oh, we'll go to the beach. We went to like, oh, we don't want to go where the babos are, all a load of people. So we'll go to this like beach where no one will ever be, called Ogmore by the sea in Wales. And we went there and like half the fucking world turned up, didn't it? It's like everybody and its fucking dog was there. There must have been 10,000 people on Ogmore Beach. Everyone had the same idea. Nobody wants to go where that corporate wank is. You know what I mean? So give me a second. I just need to fucking bring this up. If for some reason things are being weird with my computer and YouTube are being unholy, and you're not allowed to say anything, can't you, anymore? So that's me trying to control my gob. You know, that's not going to be easy. So did you actually share this out? We got loads to go, guys. 700 of you watching. That would be fantastic. LT Goods, good to see you. Go and sin no more. Go and sin. What is exactly sin anyway? Sinning. Give me details. What would you stipulate a sin as? Because there's different ideas, isn't there, for what sin is? You know, me swearing or talking about, you know, certain subjects, some say a sinner. People who are like the Globe, for example, they might call me a sinner. Wow, my internet cannot connect. Wow, what the fuck is that? Okay, I got more pictures. I got images of the day. I'm going to go through them in a minute. I think I'll go through them now, actually, because there's lots of them. Maybe you should start a 400 million GoFundMe. I got a GoFundMe for a boat, Nora. Yet go sailing and do flat Earth stuff and take flat Earth shots. I'm going to try and get somebody to donate me a P900 camera in my fantasy world, in my brain, in my dreams, and then it might manifest. What's that, hippie? Ogmore Beach was pebbly, was by my grandfather. Yeah, it's a beautiful little town, but I don't want to go where there's loads of fucking them. Ugh. They always like frown upon me anyway. Not that I give a fuck. Okay. Right. Images of the day, and then we're going to look at other stuff. Mandela effect. Okay. Sex in the city, not sex and the city. So we have some residual of how we remember the name of it. It's Sex in the City. But if you Google it now, it's called Sex and the City. Okay, it's Mandela effect. I don't know what's going on in this picture, but he seems to be, this seems popular actually now, so not a bad thing. Not the baby eating, the getting your willy chopped off seems a bit popular. Okay, I think she might have deemed that. Hired him. He's a hired assassin sort of thing. Oh, look at that. So, yeah, he's mentioned on the baby, as they do in the old days for some reason. This is an interesting shot, right? This is California Street, right? San Francisco. So this is before the event. And it's going up a hill there. I just can't help notice, right? This is before the event. These buildings. Look at the size of them. Look how old they are. All mud flooders. And this is the Palace Theatre. The Palace Hotel. Palace Hotel in San Francisco. This bit here. Which gets burnt out. But survives. And it's still there today. So this is in Angkor Wat, Cambodia. It was a doorway, sort of. but not a doorway you could actually walk through. What is it? You see examples of doorways in Peru, don't you? And in the side of mountains that go absolutely nowhere. But this really sings like something fitted in there at some stage, didn't it? Really unusual why they go to all that effort for a lintel, 2 support columns, a door frame for no door. It goes nowhere, but seemingly nowhere. Who even knows? This is a strange little copper relief. It's in Russia on the side of a building. They depict Jesus's crucifixion, but who are these? And there's no other people being crucified, and there seems to be a giant flood going on all around. If you can see that, water, boats. Don't remember that happening. And who are these cats? They look a bit weird. And who's these with these pointy hats? Yeah, what kind of time frame is that? And isn't that a starfort over there on the corner? Maybe. So Jesus, floods, no other crucifixions, and some strange people with happy hats on. I don't know. So is that how they arrive? You know, the sky people, is that how it happens? They fall out of the sky because the sky is water above, and then they land in the water because that's water, and then they get onto the land, and then they sort of morph, if you like, into human form, and then walk amongst us and reproduce and end up like, you know, the Phoenicians. So I don't know what this headwear does, but it looks like it might be some ether tech or ether interaction, same as ethers, which are feathers, because feathers interact with ether. I'm sure you could tell Indian chief this, because he would already know, because he has different headdresses for different events, for different vibrations, and this is the same. Some sort of ether interaction, maybe help with thinking, talking. I wonder how you do eyelashes in stone. Never ceases to amaze me. Would you put them on? Tiny bikes on your boots? No, I wouldn't. Because I know I would last like literally milliseconds. Okay, but I'm sure some of you would have a go. I'm not really a skater. I'm not really a skater at all. So this door's a bit bonkers. That's not really going anywhere either. Okay, so it's a giant door, and it's inside of a building or a mountain. You can see that it's all melted over it, but you can definitely see what's left of the building there under this melted rock. And there's a giant crack, which looks like a bolt of lightning has hit this door, or maybe even entrance to that door using some sort of fascist weapon, which just blasted the door like that. And it's been left to this day. But there's nothing beyond the door. Again, did they just concrete it all up inside? Because why would you have a door and that crack and the whole narrative that you could pick apart if you was a detective just to go no fucking where? Because there's nowhere in there. I don't know. He's telling her she's really pretty. She's looking in the mirror. She's saying, there's two of me though, and I look like a skeleton. So why is she seeing two skeletons in the mirror, or two entities? If I don't even think they are skeletons, they're more entities. And I've seen a lot of images of, especially of this period, you know, the Van Eyck sort of period, where they're looking in mirrors and they're seeing not their own reflection. Are these some sort of communication device, possibly to other realms? Yes, I do think so. Now, this one's obviously in Mexico. Little tiny guy, massive fucking door. Why? And you can see the green god there, half of him, who is the green man, who is Bacchus, who is Dionysus, and he's got loads of other names as well. So whale ships. Now we thought like Phoenicians being dropped off in Wales in some of their like depictions, but they got these. They are massive whale ships, and they're disembarking what look like maybe troops, who even knows, but loads of windows. And it's like a giant cruise ship, but it's in the shape of a whale. And I definitely think they had them. And they should have them now as well. So this stinks of Antiqua tech, no doubt about it. Altanis and Ura. And these are Ura's air. Not sure what that one is. And they're breathing into this fire. And what's happening? Okay, well, there's all these different saintages and the millicillin producing sound and vibration on the roof, which is really weird because she's a mermaid. But it sort of sings a way of interpreting ancient technologies, because I don't think it's a spiritual sense. I think it's a technological sense. So let's have a look at this little picture, because they've dug all of this out in front of this old big building here, but you can see bits of the old building. But how deep is this below that building there? 30, 40 foot. All walls there below street level. That was up there. Sub-basements from antiquity all knocked in and knocked out. So how deep was the mud flood in Egypt? Well, at least that deep. Just like the Moe in Easter Island. Up to their shoulders. I bet they were even standing on plinths. So they've been buried in a mud flood. And again, it looks like a weapon has hit this and breached this here. Something of force has hit that. That looks like Karnak. Oh, yes, definitely buried. And we've seen this picture a few times before. It's part of an expositions picture, but I just can't get over while you've got this big, massive building in the middle of a field full of shit, basically, and endless amounts of people just all going along this wasteland into this exposition building with nothing else going on around it. Seems weird. I think it reminds me of the Mordor in the time machine, calling people to their doom. It's like that. It's like something else going on with that. They're not just going and visiting. I just got that feeling. So look at the size of this, right? So the world here is the world of horse and cat. Okay, guys? There and there. There's no motor cars. Yeah, they managed to, with that, probably on that horse and cat, bring all that stone and glass and all that ingenuity, remembering all the Phoenician stuffs at the top. And it's disproportionate. All the weight is on the roof because more of that is underground. In a world of horse and cat. Astounding. Absolutely astounding. This is one of my favorite buildings. I got this on one of my t-shirts, my Tartarian t-shirt. It's in Buffalo. And it's a brilliant example of Tartaria. It's that red, beautiful, granity building. And you can see these anywhere in Christendom with the mud flood, giant windows, raised stairs, and all of that tech going on the roof. Look at that. Look at all the stuff coming off of that. Electricity conductors? I don't think so, somehow. So, yeah, beautiful example. I really love that building. Again, brought with horses and cats. This is some people, Egyptologists in the late 1800s, and they took the bindings off of a mummy. And it looks like it's instantly decomposed or something. So, yeah, so these are in a temple in India. And again, like, you know, in Star Trek, Beam Me Up, Scotty, and they're on this, like, floor of the spaceship. And then it's like they just, you know, they beam in and out. Well, they look a bit like this. It's like they're beaming in and out. Or is it like cryostasis chamber? You know, obviously a statue of, I'm just saying, what's their frame of reference for these? Because they look like machines to me. Like cryostasis chambers. Or like I said, transportation pods, teleporting pods. So this is the Berlin Museum in World War II. The Americans going in and seeing all the stuff. Oh, that looks like Tartarian, actually. That looks like Cairns. But all of the antiques. And it was the same when apparently they went into Iraq, wasn't it? The first place they went in Baghdad was rip off the museum. So I love these type of photographs. We show you Europe then and there. So the building there, and that guy, that German soldier, was sitting there having a munch of a sandwich. Probably ended up dead. So this is a British band, but that is completely improper album cover, but probably more realistic to what is going on. I'm glad all of that bullshit's over anyway. I didn't do any of it. Well, I wouldn't, because it's like Satan worship. I'm not really into that. So I'm not going to do that. Let everyone else knock themselves out. And I'm not a drinker, so I don't give a shit. But I had a nice New Year. My friend called over. We had a game of pool. Took the dog out. And, you know, it's like I said, on a beach. So it was always a good little time hanging out with me. We have a good time. Merry Christmas. There's the reality. Yeah, have this. He's going to save you. I'm here. Yes. This is in Wales, and it is a village that has just been abandoned. This is in Anglesey, an island in North Wales. The little miners' cottages. So I don't know why you can't just go and say, oh, this is really good. Can I have them, please? What, all of them? Yeah, I'm going to stick roofs on them and basically get them inhabitable. Because there's loads and loads of these buildings all over the mountains of Wales. You've got these little stone things. I'll have one. So here they are, pissing it up, Bacchus. Oh, you could see a little bit of Ladybird in there. That's naughty. And they're having basically a witchcrafty orgy thing going on. A lot of fleshy stuff. And then when their liver fails, which won't be that long, okay, it's all right. Just pop down to the leper colony, choose yourself a leper and get a liver. What do you think, Jesus? Oh, get on with it, Martin. Sorry, Lord. I'm trying. There's Dell on a bell. Oh, that's nice. I wouldn't mind that house. And get loads of ganja growing through that window in a country that it was legal, where that house is, probably. Seen this? Q fucking jumper. Philip Schofield, yeah? Spent like all his young years with his hands up a glove puppet's ass, Gordon the Gopher. We did get £110,000 a week. There he is, clutching his brother. That's very gay. So MSC are talking about top pop star whose brother has been arrested on child sex charges. Meanwhile, a completely unrelated matter. Here's a picture of Philip Schofield and his brother Tim. So apparently his brother's a bit of a pedo, and he's a fucking Q jumper. Him and Holly, fucking Q jumper. So they didn't have satanic Christmas trees before Queen Victoria. Apparently she brought them up. The Victorians all got into it. Now, what I'm addressing is, did you know they had combs of chips? So they went down the chip shop and said, can I have a comb of chips exactly like now? That's fucking brilliant. I didn't even know they had combs of chips in the past. The chip shop. You don't know what I'm saying, do you, American people? Chips are fries. We have our national British dish is fish and chips. It is very, very nice. Don't let them tell you it's not. It's really nice, okay? Curry and chips, yeah? Pie and chips. You know what that is? It's beautiful. It's what I grew up with. This is in Boston, a city that I am not in right now. And it's got an old... There it is there in the past. And there's in the future. How come, right? It looks really atmospheric and interesting in the past, doesn't it? And then you get to the future and it looks really shit and interesting. Where's that colonnaded building gone? So that's there. Other tree is gone. Oh, that tree's gone. And this here, this Roman colonnade. It's maybe obscured by that tree, but it doesn't look like it's there anymore, does it? Not much changed with them. They're the same, mostly. Okay. So this is a different version you may not be aware of, Lilliput. It's what happened, okay, when Gulliver was a chick. It didn't end nice. Okay, Gulliver's chick travels ended way pervy. They don't tell you that. So is that true? Well, check it out for yourself. Revelations 22:16. I, Jesus, am Lucifer. It says in Revelation 22:16. Why would he say that? So Year of the Rabbit 2023. I've got rabbit. I love my rabbit, and I'm a big rabbit person. Okay, I would have your donkey and spider monkey person if I had any. It's got my boat, my P900 that I haven't got. So it's the black rabbit. Coincidentally, I have a black rabbit. Okay, a magical black rabbit that turns up out of nowhere. And it's been magical ever since. So that's beautiful. Specially gifted, created rabbit that's not been seen since 1963. So you were born in the year of 1963. You were born in the year of the black water bunny. It's nice, that, isn't it, guys? I know. Makes me happy. So imagine standing on this bus stop back in the day in shitty fucking Britain. Okay, that's London somewhere. Do recognise it. I think it's... can't remember. Doesn't look familiar. So yeah, you're going on a bus stop and you got Phil Lynott, Robert Plant, and Eric Clapton standing on a bus stop. That would be wicked. I would like that. I'd do their heads in. See, this is in Cleopatra's tomb in the Grand Canyon. In my last post, I propose that the original Egypt, land of the pharaohs, is actually United States of America. There's loads of evidence. Memphis, Little Egypt. There's stacks of evidence that the biblical events also happened in the new world, they call, which is the old world, which is where it was all happening. And it's been taken away, stolen, and taken to other lands. But that definitely looks sphinxy, building-y, whatever this bit was yours, definitely square looking, and looks like the rubble's fallen away. It definitely looks an artificial device, building, and it's in the Grand Canyon. And they say that it's Cleopatra's tomb. Interestingly, another one of those abandoned towns, that's in France. So a town just left. I would have that. Yeah. True for colony. It'd be fucking brilliant. Alexa, play Led Zeppelin and load my bong. If only Alexa could load a bong. Stop. She gets sulky. Alexa gets sulky if she gets... Alexa can't understand my Welsh accent. So I'll say, Alexa, play Junkie XL. And she'll put... And something really stupid will come up on the screen with nothing to do with what I said. And it will happen over and over again. And then she gets an air off for me then. Gets all ratty, urine in her voice. So why can't you speak fucking English, Matt? Well, she don't talk like that, Alexa. Why can't you talk in English, Matt? I don't know. So then that's Piccadilly Circus. Thick with snow. No one's about. Everyone got snowed home. Trafalgar Square. Got iced up. It's got pretty cold. We're supposed to have more cold weather coming. I hope fucking not. That last lot was dire. I really didn't like that. So in 1980s, we had a snow that was amazing snow. Really, really deep. So have you seen Greta? Greta Thunberg. She bought herself a Flat Man Society t-shirt and she's turned herself into a little boy. It's okay. That's just for now. She's only a boy certain days of the week. It's Greta. Rest of the week, fuck climate change. I discovered cock. Off she goes and she's never going to look back. Like literally. Ever again. There she is, Greta. Soon to be the whore of Babylon. So this is what happens when you run out of your adrenochrome supply. This is not so hot. Fucking Cher caught on camera this week. Yeah, I bet she punched shit out of her puppy when she got back. They caught me as my true self. She looks like death warmed up. She looks slightly alien too. So yeah, Cher, fuck me. She run out of adrenochrome. She looks like death warmed up. Talking about death warmed up. Guess who Madonna, who's got this really weird fucking look on her, has been basing herself on? That's right, Pack the Pickle Onion Space Raiders. I knew, first time I looked at her, that I recognized it and I couldn't place it. So I'm glad somebody's made the connection. So now we know she's based in Starfort Space Raiders. Pickled onion, Space Raiders. Use the Vatican. They like to keep them. Basically, they're all laying on the floor, rubbing their wheelies on the floor at the moment with their dresses on, because they get dresses on in front of a live audience in St. Peter's Basilica with a load of crazy shit going down. Wow, the fucking Vatican have gone completely nuts in here, and they're doing some sort of how can I describe that? I wonder if they're facing east, laying down in the church face down thing going on. Look how size of that place to the people, though. Fuck. Whoa. Fuckos. Anyway, there's another little one in old Dresden. This is a survivor of the war in Dresden, or the bombing in Dresden. And it's an old little film theatre, and it's left to rack and ruin. That'd be nice. That'd do. That'd do. We'd have that as well. Seen this? Table size Pfizer edition. I had table football. I used to love it, but they didn't do that. Times change. See this, spoiler alert? Or Renaissance picture. Oh, the Messiah's just been born, but he's also up on the back wall, on the wall there. So how's that then? How can Jesus be on the cross already when he's only just been born? Be quiet, Martin. Sorry. First documented COVID test, fifth in France in 1553. Bet that's done. Me coming out of a lockdown with the random shit I ordered online. No, I don't think so. I didn't order any random shit online in lockdown. Shout out to this hustler who tried to sell merch at Jesus' crucifixion. As you do. You're going to sell a few t-shirts. In fact, I've got a shop. You can buy a Flat Thumbs mug or Flat Earth British t-shirt or hoodie. Yeah, you can find it on my channel page. Just click shop. I've got a shop. I always forget that I got a shop. I literally won a Flat Earth British shirt. I'll get myself one month. So here's Picasso, right? He's fucked. His head's fucked, Picasso. He spends far too much time around with little girls. Look at him. So this is his painting. Now, maybe I'm just not smart enough, guys. Maybe that's just it. Maybe I'm just missing the talent. Okay. Okay. A lady with a dick coming out of her face, playing, doing something. I don't even want to go into detail. But anyway, so is it me, right? And am I the only one seeing the Picasso's really shit and draws like a 5-year-old child? Not the insult of a 5-year-old child. Am I wrong? Why are they paying loads of money for this shit? How did he even get famous? I do better than that, and I ain't even good. Her eyes are all to fuck, guys. Well, maybe I'm just not getting it. Maybe it's some clever arty stuff that I don't understand about balance, yeah, and composition. Oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely blowing my mind. I know exactly who that is and what she's saying, her expression. Yeah, she's saying, this is shit. And I don't look like that, is what she's saying. So I'm going to put it out there now publicly that I think Picasso's crap and I can't see what they're doing or getting. It's just, I'm missing it. But, you know, in comparison to, say, Michelangelo, yeah, see that backdrop? It's a bit like the backdrop of Mona Lisa. With the same sort of bridge, but further over. I think he's using the same backdrops. So what's going on with Jesus? He looks like Eddie Yates off Coronation Street, guys. He looks like he's going to pull a point down the bomb and dagger. It's like, man, are they going to put me on here one day? I said, don't think about that now, son. I had a vision, a dream. Did it hurt? So she's quite pretty, Mary, isn't she, with little ringlets? What's going on down here? There's Mary with a praying Jesus hanging around with his other mate. You got a mate? Jesus had a little mate. Jesus had a twin. Look at his mother. The mother was pretty. Jesus had a twin. There was two Jesuses. Jesus had a twin, like Elvis. Okay. This book, okay, what the world will be like in 100 years' time. Okay. The people of the year 2022 will probably Never see a wire outlined against the sky. Not like sky spaghetti then. It was practically certain that wireless telegraphy and wireless telephones will have crushed the cable system long before the century is done. Possibly to power may travel through the air when means are found to prevent enormous voltages from being suddenly discharged in the wrong place. That's interesting. So this guy found this. He bought a building and he found it behind the wall in Spain. And it was a massive Phoenician front of a building, but it was plastered all behind the building. Here, you can see how deep it goes. This is the top of an arch. And he basically carved it all out and he's made it visible. So this is a amphitheater. I did have the details, but I don't really want to go into it because it's proper boring. And it's made up as well. So I'm not going to gladiatorial things. I don't think that was a thing at all. Because Hollywood says it's real. It's not. Then it is covered in mud after mud floods. And they dug it all out and there it is. I noticed these pillars were buried. Or maybe out of frame. I don't know. Okay. Blue, electric blue. The stadium, no, there you are. It was 189 meters long. See what I mean? Boring. Base of the stadium, archaeology discovered 129 so-called Trapean reliefs showing arms, shields, helmets of the enemies to symbolize triumphs and victories. Oh, the faceless knight. Somebody's inside there. Faceless knight. Roman dude. And another one who's lost his nose. A boy called David. So mosaics are pretty good, but they always show the same watery classical theme of Phoenicians, Bacchusites, and these were all over the floors in antiquity, apparently. They had massive paintings of shit on their floor. They don't do carpets. No, they have a mosaic, like so. That looks circuit boardy, but with a classical theme, Ovidian theme, and aquatic theme. Ooh, it's flatfish. That's quite deep. That mosaic of a tree, sort of temple. So I don't know. There's different levels to, or different depths to mosaics. I'm finding in the classical world. That's why I think there was different classical eras: the old Babylon and the new Babylon that we're in now. Again, some guy who's half lobster, a lobster man, lobster thermidor man. Again, so those lowest flying things or doing things that nobody does ever, like riding on the back of a leopard. Because you wouldn't do that. I don't know what's missing there, though. They've scraped that out, or it's got broken. Do not know. So you do get a lot of AI buildings now. See this? This is an AI fucking thing that they're putting all over the internet. The first look, and you think, oh, that looks real. But closer scrutiny, it's obviously not. So there's Google with the Tower of Babel, and that's in Arlington. Okay, so Arlington, famous for fuck tons of dead soldiers, and Google. Fucking go Google. Glorious. Ooh, I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here's my handle. Here's my spout. So, a fun teapot of the past. It's a fun teapot, isn't it, Martin? This is a Mayan mask. They were a bit odd, to say the least. So, let's think about what this Mayan is doing. He's got miner's hat on, so he's going to do a bit of coal mining. But he's got a jetpack on. Jetpack. He's going to go flying to work, and he's got a headlamp as well. So they had proper tech back in the Mayan era. Here's another strange mask of antiquity. She's been taking way too much amphetamines, hasn't she? She's looking like her eyes are going to pop out with her fucking head. The nose fell off as well, maybe leprosy. So this is also Mesoamerican. What is their frame of reference for building of creating such a dude? Did they actually see this guy turn up? Fucking hell, surely winked at me then. Did they actually see this guy turn up? And what's that in his hand? So yeah, they've dug up some weird crap in the past, haven't they? Here's another mask. This is apparently Roman. Some of them are Roman theatrical masks. They say that is. It's on a stick, I guess. That is also theatrical mask. Looks back aside to what would have been used in Roman or Greek shows, because they're theatre. And this is back to the Mayans, and this is some sort of death mask, I guess. Nice teeth, nice teeth. Covered again, mosaic, monstrous. Also Mesoamerican masks, and a big deal. And they sure still are now. Hide your face, put a mask on. So this is a weapon, obviously, of a knight. You stuck that on your arm. It would have been better if that thing was spinning around at high speed. Right, you could do more damage, but fuck me. Can you imagine having that on your arm? Don't get it wrong, scratching your nose. Jesus. Woohoo! This was a 4-barrel. Well, it's not very good rifling, but a 4-barrel Dillinger type weapon in the past. Dillinger. 4 at a time, or 2 at a time. Flintlock pistol. These were used to great extent in First World War trenches, and they were stab gauntlets, and they were given to soldiers for hand-to-hand combat in the trenches of the First World War. Nally. And that is somewhere on the River Seine in Paris. Further on down by the looks. Nice little boats on the river. But somebody's got a house over a bridge on the River Seine. Looks like part of an older bridge. Which is really nice. But that cost a fortune. In 1975, this monument looked like that. It looked fucked. And in 2011, it's all been tarted up. Like they do with a lot of antiquity. Like they do with all of Egypt. They make it tourist visitable. But that looks nothing like what it did. A lot of tarting up there. Stuff removed. All that got removed. All of it. So the view has changed. There it is in 1997 through that arch there. And you had 2. And now, same bridge, same arch. You got 1. And it's obscured by that building. And it looks like it's in a different position as well. It's not really in the same place, is it? Freaking tower. What a fucking carry on. So, digging the underground on Broadway in New York City. Okay, and there it is. Station Street. Up, down, and the Bronx. And that building's there, so you can find out that it is certainly that one, because that's rotunda's there, and a giant window door. And there it is being produced. Rather interesting. In fact, I don't know what's going on with that. I do not know what is going on with that mountainous thing. Did they build it just on top of rocks, I guess, I guess so. Well, that's weird. This is weird. Look at this for a staircase. I don't even know what style that actually is. Melt style, but I don't know. Trippy. It's a bit 1920s feel to it, isn't there? Trippy. This Japanese woman, she does real life art of women. She's trying to copy that Renaissance cleaning clothes thing. And she's done it to some great extent. She got them really lifelike. And one thing, hats off to her. She gives them a great set of jugs, these statues. I've noticed she makes great effort. Look at her in the red dress. How fucking very satanic. And going in there, that clusterfuck of nastiness. Oh, it's so beautiful. So your slates, they used to be, oh my God, look at Hilly. Here's Noddy older. He's not had much sleep, and I guess that's all the black bombers that he's taking. Here they are before they were slayed, before they got super famous, and they were skinheads. They were skinheads. God, I can't get over Hilly. Look at him. Fucking hell. So, Annunciation. There's plenty of Renaissance pictures which shows Mary getting annunciated by the Archangel Gabriel. But every time you see, not every time, but a lot of these Renaissance pictures, you see some sort of UFO turning up associated with Mary getting pregnant. Sort of, guessing you could say that it sort of paints that, you know, it's otherworldly intervention, you know. She's supposed to be a virgin and she's had a baby. Oh, she's having a baby. So, but, you know, he's turns up at Gabriel. So he's like, well, that's great. What the fucking hell do I do then? Both turns up at the same time, because that could happen. That could happen. And why Mary? She looks like she's loaded. Look at her house. She's even got like bars on the window and stuff. What's the date on that? 1406. And the ever-present peacock. I said there's a few of these where you get like sort of UFO type things in the painting. Yeah, Jesus crucifixion. I'm sure you've seen these. They're sort of like bugs with people sat inside them flying across the sky. But just craziness. Just craziness. I posted this week. A rather interesting map of Britain. It makes no sense whatsoever. It's a man or beast. So Scotland's apparently a land in the north with just a little island. So I'm guessing this is Loch Ness, Inverness by here. And I don't know. But Scotland is apparently an island. There are 2 Hadrian's walls. This I knew of, but they're mapped out and they're rather big. What are they keeping out? Or what are they keeping in? The main rivers, the Trent, the Humber. And what I find unusual is this, is Wales is here. Okay, because there's Mount Snowdon. It actually says Mount Snowdon. And then there's no Lancashire. Okay, there's no Lancashire. It goes straight from Wales to fucking Scotland. It's like, where's the north of England? Where's Lancashire, Cumbria? Where's Morecambe Bay? It's just, none of it's there. It's all missing. Blackpool's just in there somewhere, tiny little Blackpool. Makes no sense. So I can't get over what's going on with that. Wales looks really big. And London as well is really weird. So there's London down there, but the Thames enters in the south, but it doesn't, does it? It enters in the east here. Okay, so that there is, East Anglia, and that is the Humber, and that is the Ouse, and this, and the River Thames comes in on the south, which is really weird because it doesn't at all. It comes in on the east, where the Medway is. Really weird. So that's weird as well. And then the way from Wales, there's Bristol there. And all of this is supposed to be Somerset, where Glastonbury is, Dorset, etc. And then Cornwall there. It's just, it doesn't look like that. And what is that island there? Lundy. So that's Lundy. Lundy's a tiny little strip. And it's further out into the Atlantic. So I can't make any sense out of a lot of this. But it shows a lot of place names that you will recognize now. But it is really weird cartography. So that's British Seaside Resort. I think that is the Grand Hotel in the background. So this is Skegness. And it was beautiful in the past. And then what they do is they can have all cool stuff like that in 1800s. You get to 2000 and then you get a bit of UPVC plastic and shit. Because you can't do nothing in this day and age. Well, fucking it up. Old building clock Bergen. So can clocks be charged and work from Antiquitech? I think so. The crystal inside, you wouldn't even need much of a charge to drive that, I don't think. Oh, crucifixion, okay, get it. So why is Jesus, if it is Jesus, it is, got 2 sets of wings? He's not an actual angel, is he? Jesus is not an angel, is he? And why is he the King of Kings anyway? Yeah, because kings are, well, I was going to say kings are cunts, aren't they? They are. They're all, I can't imagine there being good kings in the past. So what do angels do? call a fire brigade. It's a burning bush. He sends an angel down because they're always stark naked. And have a quick piss on the bush. I don't know if that seems demonic to me. Anyway, anything to do with piss seems demonic to me. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just don't know anything about anything. I don't even know. Anyway, let me come back for a minute. This is getting up to 3 hours. I've literally got a stinking headache. I am so tired. I was up till 4 o'clock doing a live thing. I'll link that up. It was a great little show last night. Some brilliant points made last night. So I got some interviews coming up as well. I'm going back and having another interview with Jordan Crypto channel. Going back over to Richard's as well. And I've got a couple of other hangouts happening in the next few weeks. So that is good. Okay. I'm going to activate some of my other channels, use more of them because they're sitting there doing sweet fuck all, really. But I can't find the time to make content on all the channels. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to just find this for a second, if you don't mind 2 minutes. Right, still 700 of you hanging around, 600 odd of you. That's brilliant. What's that? Restorative health? Martin, I just got high, and now I'm watching the show. Well, that's bloody good. That's the rule, 420 rule. On Flat Earth British. So I'm digging that. So yeah, make sure to share this because I'm trying to override the algorithm with, you know, these little things that they say you can do to, you know, basically fucking get shared, if that makes any sense. So I'm trying a few of them. So no, just give me 2 seconds. I wanted to show you some couple more pictures and I'm going to give you a few shouts and I'm going to cut out. I got another video that you can look forward to within the next couple of days. That has turned up, which is fantastic. So let me just show you these for a second. And there is some important points to this. Now, as you know, the banking system is based on fluidity. You've got liquid finances, insolvency, liquidation, fluid currency, currency. Everything in the banking world, everything in the legal world is to do with Phoenicia, is to do with the sea. Maritime law, okay, which we're all apparently under, and the rules that go with it that they made up is their law. It is not our law. It is a trick. It's a nasty trick by gangsters, is what it is. Okay. So it's a contract, apparently. Okay. So the laws that govern the Earth Room, the world of the contract, maritime Admiralty law, the law of the sea. You find out about it all in Black's Law Dictionary, which I'm guessing plenty of you have read. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights with free will to choose between different possible causes of action unimpeded is what we should be doing here. Human rights, our rights to have free will, is a binding agreement and legal contract with the governor of the Earth Room, the Pope, the Holy See. Again, the first trust of the world, annum sanctum, the legal ownership of all souls by the Vatican since 1306. Apparently, they take samples of your blood, stick them in a non-hermetically sealed envelope, and off they go to the Vatican to do voodoo on you. Contract is a written or spoken promise or agreement that recognizes that governs the rights and duties of the parties to the agreement and describe the consequences if one party of the contract does not keep one or more agreement upon terms of the contract. So I'm guessing everybody has defaulted on that bollocks. So a baby has a divine spark, okay? 1.4 volts in every human, 30 trillion human cells in each human body, and every single cell of our body vibrates to give us our experience of our solid human avatar body. You are a spiritual being having a human experience, living in a world of frequencies and vibrations or energy. We are part of the whole system. Every cell of your body vibrates. Everything has its optimum frequency. The membrane vibrations change, altering pitch and frequency. I couldn't agree more. So the manifesto of a ship. How a ship's vessel enters a port is birthed. Birthing is the action of the ship coming into birth of a port, delivering the cargo to a dock. Certificate of cargo, which has manifested itself. It's the origin of the birth certificate. It's a maritime docking merchant contract. Okay, so back to the earth room. Birth. So you give birth, the action of the mother giving birth by delivering a baby to the doctor through the birth canal of water in the anatomical membrane, the vessel. The baby has manifested itself out of water. Water world, as above, so below. Artificial, intelligent, holographic, electrical, closed-up world system. Electromagnetic fields, energy waves of endless possibilities in the Earth grid with the azimuth equidistant. I don't necessarily, that's a bold claim without any proof, but I get their drift, and it's essentially true. Now, this is the most important part, I think. Do not try to bend the spoon. That's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth. Then you'll see that it's not the spoon that bends. It is only yourself. So that is what you need to do, is realize that, because that is the truth. There's not really an exterior world, guys. The world is in you. The future is inside you. It's down to you to decide what we're going to do with it. Okay? I think we all here want pretty much the same thing, guys, don't we? You know, we're all good people, and none of us are, you know, greedy and wanting loads of stuff and stuff. But what is going to happen is the new generations that grow up in the future in the free world, they'll look back at this time and they'll thank you. They'll thank you. They'll thank us for being the ones that fucking stood up and said no. Because no one else is, guys. This is it online. There's different factions and different groups to truth. You know, there's the watered down truth, the shilly truth, the completely to take you in the wrong direction truth on YouTube, I'm talking about. But there is a field here of hardcore, you know, spiritual warriors and truthers. You know, Campbell is one there in the chat, auto like that. There's loads of us out here, and all you good people. Okay, you know exactly what you're doing. You're doing the right thing, guys. Which side of history do you actually want to die on? Not with them fuckers, that's for sure. I think they will be accountable for everything they do. I have no qualms about that further on down the road. I think that the evil that they have done and perpetrated on all of us for so long, killing our families, enslaving us and taxing us, gaslighting us, torturing us, and selling us a half-life when we should be at least here twice as long. 150 years we should be here. We shouldn't be copying out ill, fucked and wrinkly like a Tetley D-bag at 75. That's wrong. That's not who we are, and that's not what should happen. That is them that did that, guys. That's them. Okay? Part of the program. Birthdays, predictive programming. Make sure you know you're another year older. They even tell you how you should behave at a certain age. Do you know that? I'm a fucking kid. I do the same stuff as a kid. I'm running around, but I play football. I do, you know, youthful pursuits. You know, I'm not anything they say that I'm supposed to be. I'm completely fucking up their whole narrative of what is supposed to be in this realm. I really am. And we all are. You know? Inventing a new. Let me give you all a big shout. So there's Rowena now. It's lovely, Rowena. Thank you for being so awesome and bringing your energy, lovely Rowena. Somewhere in time. It's a nice name, isn't it? Makes me want to break out into song. Young, there you are. You're so young. Worldwide Ghosts, R.I.P. Rest in pieces.
Mac 13. I was born in an incubator. Were you? I was born in a workhouse in David's Hospital. But wow, I don't think I've been in an incubator. My sister was, but she was born rhesus negative and had problems, like monkey blood problems, where you get really ill. Yeah, Maxwell Jordan died March 2022. So he did. Did he? March 2022. Yeah, he did. There's like I said, it's different schools of truth, guys. You know, there's the people who go with like Graham Hancock thinking he's like, you know, fucking, you know, the juice master, and like not really knowing that if they come online, that we're miles ahead over here in this movement. S Coop, autodidactic. Good to see you, my friend Campbell. Liddy's in the house. Julie Pewasa. Good to see you, Daryl. What is done in the dark will be brought into the light. Oh, shit. They don't get away with a goddamn thing. Karma's just like that. Anyway, needs balance, you know. Is pure conjecture. Well, I like to prove what I say on Flat Earth British, and, you know, I just chuck it out there. You can go away and do your own research, make your own mind up. I'm not pushing anything. I'm just doing a YouTube channel. I'm trying to do the best I can to spread truth, you know. And I've been doing this quite a long time, and I've been a truther all my life. Really, I have. Urban Gorillas. JT, good to see you. Reward for playing their part well. I can't imagine, you know what they got. You know, they're all, even the billionaires, like, just look like shit, can't they? They can't run, they can't do anything. Look at that Schwab, he's got all them fucking billions, and wow. He looks fucked. Elon Musk, he's supposed to be like that clever, and he can't even keep himself in physique. Can't keep him trim. Can't keep his body together. Looks like death on that. It's fucking stupid. The stupid people. Your priority should be, you know, your well-being, your health. You know, because you could have $1 billion without health. You can't do shit with it. Health is the number one. Without it, can't do anything else. The money won't even matter. So if you're wishing for money, you know, oh, I wish I had like $1 billion. I wish I had $1 million. And then you end up with $1 million the day after, like the doctor tells you, you know, I got good news and I got bad news. Bad news is you've only got a week to live. Oh, well, that's not too bad. What's the bad news? I should have told you a week ago. Born to be wild. Okay, let's get some Flat Earth cats on. I'll give you a shot. Okay, Flat Earth. Okay, Monica, Ed is in the house. Nice to see you, my brother, again. Hippie Shake's in the house, doing a favourite pastime, which is sharing links. Joy, Valerie. People watching. Amen, Martin. I love you for it. I love you all too. That's what I told that guy who was asking me earlier what I do about, you know, demonic attacks. He's having spiritual attacks. He don't know what's going on. I do. Because a lot of us have had it, and we can identify it. I told him, just recognize it. He's riddled with doubt all day long and really depressed. I'm like, that's them. They're winning. You're not tough enough, mate. You need to fucking like get tough. Fucking fight it. Tell the fuck off. Because that's how you win. You know, what don't kill you makes you stronger. Yeah. I was born, not birthed. Good point there, Bob Sykes. Good point. Birth canal to the dock. By the way of the currency. Indeed, Dave, my brother. So there's Manny in house. I was on his show only 2 days ago. Manny Truth Seeker with lovely Shelley. Sean Hibbler was on there as well. And Manage, but my fucking electric went off. Yeah, John Maxwell. I remember that happening in March. Yes. Just didn't think it was that long ago. Never give up. I don't give up. There's no point giving up, because giving up is for losers. Okay, losers. We don't do that. You couldn't live with yourself if you're just like a loser. That's like wanker, isn't it? It's like, I'm a wanker. Wanker there, wanker. It's what you would sing if you were a loser. MT, new generation here. I agree with you. Good to see you, M1. You're a new generation. Good for you. Well done, you. What the fuck is OBE, LSD, NED about? Okay, then, John. I'll enlighten you. Okay. So, Amaticus Faticus. That's my name. Okay. I never got an OBE. I'm pretending I had an OBE.
for comic relief. LSD, because if I did have some, I would have some, and it would cause a near-death experience. So OBE, drop some acid, NDE. It makes perfect sense to me. Anyway, it does. So, there's your answer. Now you know. So, Macron. Anyway. OBE. So, Matt Lewis, good to see you. Make sure to share this out. Buy me a cup of coffee. That would be fantastic. Share, like this video. Get this out there, this information. And like I said, I got a video for a couple of days or so. I'm going to be like busy this year. I have a full intent to make myself very, very public indeed. At first, I was going to go with silence is gold and less is more. And I thought, no, time is running out. It's the 11th hour. I need to fucking ramp it up, which I will. I know it takes a lot of work and it's like long hours and stuff, like being up to 4 in the morning and getting up at 9 o'clock and then starting all over. But that's it. That's beautiful. Got stuff to do. So, Puff in Newcastle, where are you from? Liddy? So, yeah, any leopard jokes are acceptable, only for this night, okay? And then we can feel bad later about it. Valerie, good to see you. Or not. I bet they got a good sense of humor. They all look happy enough and they laugh their heads off, don't they? Marcus, good to see you. Paul of the family. We also learned to spell and cast, yes. And they forecast the weather, which is really bad outside, by the way. Got really bad gales and terribly bad rain. So the legal name for a natural person in name is a corporation. Corporation. Indeed, Peter. And Marcel, it's a really interesting, the whole free man thing is like I've known about for years and that, but it's just how much you realize how much power we actually have got as an individual and as a collective. Wow. Strength in numbers, guys. And like I said, the strength is with us and the power is with us. It's always been with us to take this back, the whole realm, and make a beautiful thing of it. Us little gang here together, 649 of us, I bet we could make a better job of this world than they can. I know we could. Just make the right decisions. We know what's good for this place and what's got to go. Yeah, we know. So, Jersey Bob, good to see you, my friend. Dave Knuckles is in the house. Joy, good to see you. Thank you for the positive feedback. Amy, you're lovely. Meant to leave the placenta attached. It falls off naturally. Oh, not cut it off. Is that true? People fries them up, don't they? As with like fry up placenta and eggs. Ugh. I've seen a cow's placenta. They wouldn't let me cut my kid's cord. And then they injected him straight out. And I'm like, whoa, nurse, what's that? She said, oh, it's okay. It's a vitamin booster. But like, there's no way I can fucking verify that. Like I said, they make some fucking bold claims. You can't really test it. But I don't have a birth certificate. Or you can't do shit without a birth certificate. You can't get a passport or anything without a birth certificate. But got one of them, unfortunately. Born in the city of Cardiff. Oh, twice born. Twice dead too, apparently. Right to birth hospital and request the live born record. No, all of that. Yeah, my friend been through all of that as well. You got it. I had a friend try to opt out. Somebody else I've known who's tried to cash in the apparent money that we're all worth in this apparent bank account that are numbers attached to our national insurance number, which is a bank account, which is how much we're worth because we're an actual business and a corporation, and they earn money off us from the day we're born till the day we die and after as well. And they chuck curveballs in to fuck with you, or they chuck you things to make you work, like in the film Trading Places with certain individuals. Did you know that? It's a sick fucking game, guys. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. So, CC Garland, where can we find this PDF? No, it wasn't a PDF. They were just, I downloaded them ages ago, mate. They're picked them up off my Google Pics. Sometimes I just go through my own Google Pics because I got so many tens of thousands of images. I just pick up my own images. I got one of the best resources, better than Google. Google got the same thing over and fucking over. As I'm sure loads of you know. Son of Overbrook, good to see you. Robert, good to see you. Currency, exactly that, Robert. So, yeah, shit YouTube. They fuck off and just go on, move on. Because I lost the video. 37,000 views on that video. Wonder if I re-upload it, because I still got it. Let's just do it again, won't they? I don't think it's anything I've done. I think it's just things I say in there and we get rid of. I don't think it's like that. You know, I've had things go with community guidelines saying I was fucking aggressive or something, or what is it? Harassing. I haven't fucking harassed anyone in my life. That's just bullshit. They just make it up. So you did. I listened to him back in the day. You didn't. Jordan Maxwell, isn't it? So yeah, he had a part of the early truthing thing for myself too. So there's Campbell. Much love to you, Campbell. Thanks for the invites over Christmas. Really enjoyed that. It was a good buzz for the whole community, and I'm glad you did it. I didn't have time to sort my stuff out. Yeah, it was all the shit in me. So glad you did. Coming over again soon. Hook up again soon. People love that. So, okay, I'm going to dive off. That's just over 3 hours. I need to rest. Okay, my head is literally zinging. And I'll be back in a day or two. Make sure to do all those groovy things like I bequested. I'm going to go and make a quick cup of coffee and get my head on because I need to sleep. So, double fat thumbs to infinity fry. 650 of you watching still all the way through. Managed to retain all of you people for all of that time. Oh, thanks. That'd be good then, Campbell. Thank you. Ooh, there's Social Ripper as well. He's a good mate. So, love to you all. Have a brilliant new year. This is going to be fantastic. The place to be this year for fun and juicy mind blows like you got tonight, okay, is Flat Earth British. Flat Earth British. Okay, so make sure to subscribe. Oh, thank you, Cheat. Yes, get you thinking about them colonies and that interesting information about regenerative organs and leprosy. Did you think about that before? Of course you never. Thank you, Combat Finn. Thank you, lovely India. Thank you, Mike Andrews. Thank you, Twin Born. Thank you, people watching. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, One Love, Brian backing. And Nostar to everybody. Which is good night in Welsh, if you have been wondering. D'Angelo's there as well. Sherry, won't you come back tonight? S-Coop. There's also 20 types of lovely. Squirrel Sniper. Ooh, Debs. Love Debs. I had Debs, babe, who's my friend. Valerie, who's also my friend. God, I got loads of mates. Some like Alva Billy's my bro. Mac Trum's my bro. I met loads. She's my friend. 600 people here will have your back, bruv. Awesome. Buy me coffee. Get my back. I'll back Melbourne. Pamela Sturper. That sounds like Stifler's mother, Pamela Sturper, to me. It's a similar sort of. Probably don't know what I'm on about. Don't worry. Bugman. You know who Stifler's mother is, don't you? Have you seen Stifler's mother? Oh, Stifler's mother. Classic. Nelson Mandela gave the world cocoa beans. I don't think that's true, is it? World cocoa beans. No, fuck that. He never. Jizzy Bob, I had cocoa beans before Nelson Mandela was locked up and shit, which he wasn't. Ew, Lech. Good to see you. Every video. Thank you. Well, I'm glad you approve. That makes me very, very happy. But yeah, it's a mind blow. So yeah, we've looked into lepers, spaghetti sky wires, different antiquity from around the world, and I could have showed 1,000 more, but best live this season. Oh, brilliant! But in fact, double fat thumbs, Nostar. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Stay fantastic. Keep that vibration sky fucking high and stay epic. Yeah, we bequest if you stay epic. Okay, see you soon. Much love.